on Long Island, and you're down here in Vero Beach. So,
Okay. Well, I got my master's in reading. I was a reading specialist for many years.
you get your master's in reading.
Yes.
No, so you stay in bed and you read all night.
And that was the best part because I love books, so that was the best thing to
So
do
you're,
at
you're a
that time.
voracious reader.
Yes.
I didn't know you could get a master's in reading.
Yes. Well, it's really reading education where I could teach people how to read. That was the basic thing. But I think
Roger, did you know that you can get a master's in reading?
Well, I got mine sleeping, so
unless he's smelling pancakes, and then that breaks that. You see?
I'd rather have a PhD in pancakes.
my my
I'm raising a sourdough starter right now, which is in fourth grade. Graduating. So I actually have the ability to make sourdough cakes and waffles.
Oh, okay, I know where I'm going.
Down south.
Well, this is what I want to know. I got this all figured out now. It's too bad I'm not in my 20s, because if I was in my 20s, I'd be very serious about this. But I figured, look, I know Harry Mosier, so he's up there. He's a retired graphic artist company in New York City, out in Long Island, the Hamptons. So Harry's invited me to come up. So I figure he's good for 3 or 4 nights, Then I can go over and I can stay at Adrian's house for 3 or 4 nights.
There you go.
Then I'm over at your house for 3 or 4 nights. Yes, I got 12 nights, and then by then I will have met somebody else I can
Wait,
take
Dan,
advantage of.
Dan, let's not forget Dan.
Oh,
Dan.
Dan will say, who the hell is this guy?
Oh gosh. Oh, we're gonna have a fun time with Rhett coming to town.
Now, folks, people may not know who Dan is. Dan is very famous in Long Island, folks. And he has a magazine called Dan's Papers. And
for like what, 40 years now?
40 years. I mean, he was there before Billy Joel was there before. I mean, all these famous people are personal friends with Dan. I mean, the Clintons, who what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, talking about Billy Joel, we
Yeah.
just went to his concert in San Diego. He came to San Diego just a few nights ago. He hadn't been to San Diego, and he's been about 15 years. It was
Seinfeld lives out there. All these people, all these pushy New Yorkers have made it to the top. And Dan goes out there because he builds up this magazine. I'm up there a few years ago, and I find out, I haven't met him yet. I found out that he had built up his magazine, sold it for $22 million. Now, I don't know about you, but if anybody wants to buy Vero's voice for half that price today, you can definitely, okay. So anyway.
I want one of those.
You can go home with one of those. I should have those with a.
Every time I come back, all the strums. Oh. Yeah.
All right, whatever.
I only got one sound effect.
Oh no, you have John F. Kennedy on there. Remember?
That's not really a sound effect, but.
Oh, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
See, it's all about the giving. It's all about the giving.
Somebody's tuning into the show today and they're going, Margaret, what the hell happened to radio? Who was it? Anyway, so I was gonna say, so Dan anyway sells his magazine for $22 million. Well, the next thing you know is the new people that took it over didn't do too well with it. So Dan buys it back for a few $1 million, and he's back on top again, So of course I want to meet this fella because this fella is a legend in Long Island. I mean, he was there before anybody. He was there when only the cows were there. He'd go up to the cows and say, "Would you like to read my magazine?" So anyway, so it shows you if you live long enough, you have anything you can succeed at. Anyway, so all of a sudden I get these two guys, Michael and Roger.
I'm the best.
Ding dong! Hi, who are you? Adrian sent us. Adrian who? Are you talking about like Sylvester Stallone or what's going on here? I want you to say, come on back to the kitchen, we'll have some coffee. So these two characters come in, one of which we have on the phone this morning.
Yeah.
And we're having the next day they show up for coffee, and I say, hey, you guys have personality. Come on the show tomorrow. So here they are in the show. I don't know how they're from Long Island. They're two successful, famous realtors in town, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, what about Dan? And he says, oh, we're friends with Dan. So he gets on the cell phone, calls him right up on the air. And Dan talks to us for what, about 20 minutes, right, Roger?
Yeah. But get them off.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's, I mean, and it's all because of you, because.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He gives to the community.
Oh, yes.
To the child care center that Dan and I both serve on the board of, the Cancer Child Care Center.
oh, and I'm coming there this summer.
That's right.
Yes, I am. Mm-hmm. We're gonna set that date down.
You know, he's such a wonderful person. So
Oh, yeah.
What his life experiences out here in the East End are just fascinating. Absolutely.
You know, maybe I can publish my book, Mr. Meatloaf Gets His Just Desserts, and I can come up and read to the kids.
Yeah. Oh,
Do
yeah.
you get a lot of invitations
Yeah.
like that?
Oh, I do. Yes, all the time. Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, I have to admit, like, they would invite me in, like, to speak to kids in schools, and I would go, oh, right, you know, I mean, what's the, you know, they're just kids, you know? And now later on in life, I realize, wow, you can change the direction of a life, and the harvest time is a short time. You take a 10-year-old and you invest in that 10-year-old's life. In 8 years, they're 18. In 10 years, they're a 20-year-old adult. It's like Harry Mosier. I told you he has a place up there in the Hamptons. Well, his son down here, Harry, used to. I'd drive by with my boat, pick up his mom and his grandma and grandpa, and they'd all come on the boat with us. Harry was like this cool teenager at 14 or 15. What do I want to do with a bunch of adults? No, and he'd stay in his room. Well, all of a sudden, Harry's working out at C.J. Cannon's. I took you out to C.J. Cannon's, right, Roger? And Harry's working out, and he said, all of a sudden, he's got this great personality. I go, Harry, what happened to you? He said, I grew up. He did. He's only 20, and it's like, this is not the same human being. And so you invest in a young person, you'll see that fruition in a very short time. Do you find that, you know, like I went and read to fourth grade school class apparently for years. I totally forget this. But I get this guy who's an attorney in town here. This is kind of depressing, but he's in his early 30s. Oh, hi, Mr. Palmer. Oh, hi, how are you? And yeah, I listened to your radio show. And by the way, you came to our classroom and read to us when I was in the fourth grade. I'm going, okay, that's very. Hey, would you hand me that gun, please? I want to shoot myself right now. I read to you in the fourth grade.
You never know what life you're going to affect. And
look what you're doing with this book. Now tell us about your Selfish Sally.
Well, Selfish Sally, and usually my books have Olivia as the main character. Now, Olivia is my 15-year-old granddaughter. I have 4 sons, and so she was the first granddaughter.
No wonder you have that halo above your head.
And
all that testosterone in one household.
Please, really good sons.
That's because
really
they have a good mom.
I'm really proud of them. So while we're talking about Olivia, I have to tell you, Olivia is now on the U.S. ski team.
Really? For real in real life?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my word.
At 15 years old, and she's the youngest ever to be on the Olivia Giaccio, Giaccio. And if you get a chance, Google her and you'll see her work. She's just been amazing. So we're all very excited, you know, because the Olympics are coming up.
I hate to say this, but
she has a big fan club.
Did you ever think you'd be on radio now on iHeart? We're on iHeart now, which is actually, we're a national radio show now. Did you ever think you'd be on here and telling people to Google your granddaughter? Like, if you could hear this.
Wait, well, while I'm at it, she does.
You want me to do what, lady?
She does have a GoFundMe page, so while you're on there, that would be great. You know, because even though you know, they are sponsored naturally as a U.S. team, there's there's about $20,000 that they have to come up with their own.
And that's a good thing. Now let me ask you this: and I'm sure you've been hit up, Roger, and I've helped some people out. Just last week, I helped a local guy out, had to pay for some bills. He's got cancer. But how do you discern, like on a national level, who, you know, hi, I just flew in from China and I'm saving the life of dogs, and they collect $1.5 million on GoFundMe, and next thing you know, they're buying a house in Hawaii, and there's no, you know what I mean? I know of a minister. There was a minister years ago, 20 years ago, called GW Grant. The guy was collecting $300,000 a year for Haiti. Now, Haiti's close to my heart because I went to Haiti on a food drive there a couple times as a short-term missionary. And they found out that this guy was only sending Haiti $5,000 a month out of the $300,000. The guy ended up going to jail in Texas. But how do you know? How do you know who's legitimate? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think you have to know the person, who's doing the request.
Yeah.
You have to know them personally. Now, in Olivia's case, they're working on this because she didn't only want to put up this, GoFundMe page, but evidently all of the team members have to do this. So she came up with this idea that she would perhaps sell some type of ornament or something where she would give part of what she got to charity. Excuse me. So this way she felt, good about it. So some would go to charity and some would go from her expenses. So, she has a webpage. So.
You know what's nice about this is, remember I was joking about tithing when we first got on there, and they just sold, I understand you and Michael sold the house yesterday in New York City. Went for a closing. And I told Mike, congratulations. I told Michael to send the tithe to me. Okay. I thought about getting a truck, one of those big food trucks, but it says you can pay your tithes here. Ding ding. Come to town. Will you have ice cream, sir? No, kid. I want 10 cents out of every dollar Mom gave you over the past year. Oh no, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Do you remember Soupy's Sales?
Yes.
Remember he did that? He did that on the on TV.
He got fired.
And he did. Yeah, he got in trouble.
He died. Yeah, which is sad.
It is sad.
Remember that guy you had on the show? Who was the guy? Oh, really? So what happened the other day? And you did what? And he could just make up this whole thing with his conversation. He was out with his.
You do that good, actually. I think we got to introduce
maybe I should. Maybe
Yeah.
I should steal it. Yeah. I can say, I was with Bob Dylan the other day, and he was telling me the story. What the hell happened to you, Bob? Did you get taken over by aliens? They invaded your body?
I'm going to have to go home and lay down, Roger. I am. Oh, it's so funny.
So what were we saying about no consequence?
Please, of no consequence. Well, you were asking me what I did. So my last 10 years while I was teaching, where I taught in a minimum security prison for boys.
Hey, Roger.
I'm paying attention.
Hey, Roger. Screw you.
Oh,
Anyway.
God, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Can you imagine that, Adrian? He said, screw you on the radio. What's going on here?
He's going to call me when I get in the car.
He's going
No.
to say, what the hell were you thinking when you introduced me to that character down in Vero Beach, Anyway, so let's talk about Selfish Sally.
Selfish Sally. Oh, yes, that's right. Selfish Sally. So this is the first time I used Sally because it went with selfish. Selfish Olivia didn't sound good.
Hold on. I was just thinking.
Wait, no, let's stop.
Oh, I was just thinking about something. We can interrupt this part. If you can't put the pieces together in this broadcast, then we have a new new medication. We can sell a lot of it. I don't understand a thing they're saying.
Help, Roger. Help. You're not kidding. Oh,
Oh my God.
well, you know what? When you come to Southampton, Rhett,
Yeah.
you have to have Roger take you to the Dune Church.
The
And
Dune Church.
The Dune
Is that like
Church.
you go to the Dune and you have church by the ocean or what?
Oh, Roger, tell him. Oh, it is just amazing. And
What?
Roger is, he knows every inch of that church, especially those stained glass windows. He'll give you a fabulous tour. And that's actually how Roger and I met many, many years ago. Because we met in church, exactly.
You know, I told you about your mother warned you about those people in churches.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah. Look what happened to look what
see?
happened to you.
Oh, Roger, the salt of the earth. He really is. He's a
Yeah.
good man.
Take a bath.
Yeah. Yes. And every year he would have a walking tour there on a Sunday morning, and it was just it's phenomenal.
Okay. Explain, Roger. Explain a little bit more about this Dune Church.
Well, it used to be a life-saving station in the 19th century, and it was located, very nearby. But they moved it up to a new site that was donated by a local summer resident who was from New York, very wealthy gentleman. And from that, the church was granted by its patrons, if you will, and parishioners. And it was a church that was non-denominational because it wanted to encompass everyone and make it available to everyone who came to the East End of Long Island for the summer, and that they could be people of varying religions.
Aha! What a great idea.
It is.
So what ultimately happens on Thanksgiving is that these people have these very large, serious mansions that Southampton is famous for.
Yeah.
And
Excuse me.
and their staff were a lot of primarily people from Ireland or from Europe and so on and so forth. And their religions was Catholicism.
All right, listen. I tell you what, hold on. We're going to finish this story on the other side of the news, okay? Okay. So they're waiting with bated breath. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a mishmash, but whatever.
What's that?
A mishmash of a show. But
Oh,
whatever.
it's fun. Yeah.
I think people like to tune in here a lot, so,
Yeah. It's good. It's a little of this and a little
Are
of
we
that.
okay with this thing? I know it's a big mishmash, but you think people are entertained by hearing the laughter and the chatting of three friends,
I'm enjoying it.
Really?
See? Okay.
It's kind of like, I don't know what the cohesiveness is here,
Yeah.
except insanity, but.
I mean, it's like following a blind guy through the forest right now, but, at least it's a fun adventure.
Following the blind guy through the forest. I never heard of that analogy before. That's a good one, though.
Oh,
I mean, we're not getting anywhere in particular, but
No,
we're having a
that's
pretty fun time doing it.
that's right. We're going off on a few tangents, but that's okay.
It's like that Bob Dylan song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
Let me look at this here.
yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
don't forget you have a guest on the phone.
Roger.
Yes.
You go ahead and have some, get that coffee, Roger. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, all right? He's got us on speakerphone, I could hear him. Okay.
Yeah, I realized that when we came back from the last break, I popped you up. I could hear this like echoing sound. I'm like,
You know why? No, do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because I had this phone off the hook.
oh, okay.
There he is. Here comes the
Hey.
judge.
Hey,
Come on
How you
in, Judge.
how you doing,
How
my
you
friend?
doing?
Welcome back.
No, this is Judge Villafranco.
Hi,
He's
how are
going- he's
you?
running
that
It's going to be.
No,
This lady is. You're from New York, aren't you?
yeah,
Oh,
Where?
what
we're gonna
part?
have some fun on the air.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, so she's an author. She's the one who introduced me to Roger Michael. Well, you probably were listening. So
Yeah, I was
Does it
listening.
sound? Let me just say that honestly.
Yeah.
We're having fun. But a long time ago, I had a manager in the radio station. He says, he came in, he said, get half of these people out of here. You're having fun, but the listeners need to have
I
fun.
know I was.
Oh, you are.
But I like that. I like that kind of talk radio. I grew up on Ines in the morning and Howard
so it's kind
so
of that.
I enjoy. And you mentioned Soupy Sales.
Right.
Okay,
You know,
good,
when I worked in New York City.
Actually, she mentioned Super.
Yeah, when I worked in New York City, I used to wake up, listen to Imus. Then Soupy was on at the Imus was on from 6 to 10, and Soupy was on from 10 to 2, and then Howard Stern was on from 2 to 6.
I never knew Soupy had a radio show.
For a short period on NBC, yeah.
Oh.
On NBC.
WNBC.
Where did you grow up in?
I was born in the Bronx and grew up in Stony
Bronx.
Brook. Yeah,
The Bronx.
Morris Park. I was born in Misericordia Hospital.
Oh my gosh. I was born Arthur Avenue.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't. I mean, I only went to like first grade there.
Oh, okay.
And then we moved out to Stony Brook on Long Island. And
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was nice. So he got out early.
did you go away?
Yeah, went up to Georgia.
Yeah.
Actually, went up to the Space Center, interviewed Al Warden, he's an astronaut friend of mine, one of 22 people in the world that went to the moon. But because our next issue is going to be all about space,
Oh.
you know, so it's going to be good. It's a good issue you're going to be in because it's a keeper. You know,
Well, my
keep-
aunt's in it.
Your aunt's in it.
My aunt.
Oh, your aunt? Yeah, I thought you said your aunt.
No, and then you told me you were going to get me on one of those question pages.
Oh, we better do that. We better do it today because we're going to bed with that thing.
Okay.
Let me ask that gal.
What's the question?
Otherwise, I have to put you in next month. What do you think about that?
Because last month was your favorite movies, and I would have loved to be in that one.
Yeah, it's something about space. What's going on here?
I'm just wandering around. We got a long break.
Oh,
So like, how long is your radio station, the program on? How long?
I'm on from, well, we're on right
Uh-huh.
here from 6 until 12.
Uh-huh.
We're in the news.
My show's on, we go on from 6 to 10 with the Rhett Palmer show.
Oh.
But I'm only live from 8 to 10 because then this switches around and it'll play again tomorrow. Just in case we didn't depress them enough, we do it 2 days in a row. So, and then we go live again at 8 in the morning. So it's that way. Because I used to go live 3-4 hours. It's like, why should I have new material at 6:45 in the morning when that same person isn't listening at 9:15? So I just go from 8 to 10, and then it comes around. You got a whole different audience. It's like now coming up now it's 9 o'clock. Tomorrow this will play at 7 o'clock. Huge audience listen between 7 and 8. So what we do now, we want to make sure we don't get tired, keep the energy level, because tomorrow morning they're going to be driving to work at 7:30, and they're tuned in listening to what we said today at 9:30.
Oh. Okay.
I
Oh.
want to get an MP3 of the interview we had. Remember the one you recorded?
Yeah, we played that this week, you know.
Yeah.
Did you know that or no?
Oh, you told me you were going. I didn't
Played
get to hear
Tuesday.
it. Okay, good.
Yeah, you played his interviews yesterday, right?
Shane? Oh, what's he doing?
Judge Villafranco's? Yes, he was 8 o'clock till 8:45.
Oh, excellent. Yesterday?
Shane?
Yeah.
And
Could
wasn't
you
it on
take
last
a
week
quick-
too when you were
A
away?
photo of me
I don't
sitting
know.
here
Yeah, it
with
was in a
them?
couple of days.
With my
Probably
phone?
not, because we played it yesterday. I don't think we played it. No, I don't know. Was it supposed to play last week?
That's what you said. That's why you recorded it.
No. I don't know.
Is he in there?
But I know it played yesterday.
Yeah,
I played the day before.
I like to get that so I can
Is he in
pop it
there?
on.
Yeah, he would like to know if he could have an MP3 file of those interviews. He just, actually, just email them. Can we email them to you?
Yeah,
No problem.
Is he in there? Could
I
he?
can email, I can make a CD, anything that his little heart desires,
Well, email's
or his
easier.
big heart desires.
Yeah, he said email will be fine.
Could he come here quick and take a photo of us right now?
No.
No.
Yes.
Well, me too.
Well, I figured if you wanted to sit there also, but that would be nice.
If you want a professional photo, I get my photographer. He comes within about, no,
No,
seriously.
for real?
No, his name is
Okay.
Bixby. And he'll
Uh-huh.
come and,
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
actually, that's another thing. Bixby called me last night. And I know you won't have a problem. Did he call you?
Yeah, he wants 150
Yeah.
bucks.
Well, it is legitimate in this way. I pay him to use it in my magazine. He says,
No, I understand. But I thought he had told me I can use it.
I thought that might be.
But when he wrote that, you had told me about his situation, so I said, that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, you're giving to the Lord.
Yeah.
He's actually homeless. He lives in a tent.
Not me.
Oh,
The photographer.
oh, I was paying, I'm saying, wait, what did I miss here?
I have very nice suits living in my tent.
I probably should have.
I can't stay long. I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah. We'll do it.
And yeah,
Hey, take a picture. Let's do it now before you leave. In case you leave a few minutes, let's say. Would you take a picture of the three of us?
I guess so. I'll do it.
Oh,
Somebody let me know if you hear commercials playing behind you. That means I gotta run away. I'm taking his phone with
Get
me.
over
Okay.
here.
oh, and then you could email it to me.
What'd I
Mr.
do?
Villafranco over here.
over here.
Okay, there we go.
Good, thanks.
I don't know how I got on video.
Plus, once he gets elected as the judge, and he's gonna want to burn all these pictures. I want to see with that Rhett Palmer guy. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta makeup. Hold on.
What's he
Really
doing?
I want to get that windblown hair look.
Oh,
No, my hair is
Uh-huh.
like I put that
Okay.
look on. And I didn't brush it out. Yeah, you know what I mean. And we all know this.
I know.
Yeah, I gotta get
I
the
get
one shot
that.
while he messes his hair up.
Yeah.
Why couldn't have I become known when I was young and handsome? You know?
stop.
It's like, who wants to look at that old pop, Mom?
That was
Stop it.
before radio.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Could you put that to me, send it to me?
Or here, have them take some shots too.
Oh,
and then
that's
we can do
good,
both.
thank you, okay, I appreciate that, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, that's fun, good.
Oh, good. Everybody has the same type
See?
of phone, so.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Perfect, thank you so
So
much.
you
No
guys do
problem.
one there before he leaves.
Okay, that's fun.
Thank you, Shane.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, so I used to teach, in a prison.
More seconds till the news ends.
At a prison.
Mm-hmm. For 10 years. It was a minimum security prison for boys from 13 to 17 in upper New York State. Well, not really, not that upper, but Westchester.
Do you have a card with your email address
Oh,
on
you
it?
came cute.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we should get you in there too, Shane. Yeah.
Yeah.
we should do something. So now these are commercials that are going on?
Right now, we're in the news.
Oh, in the news, I see, because they're probably
Perfect.
talking about all
Yeah,
the
I'll shoot
floods
you
and
those
everything,
3
right?
segments. Perfect. Yeah, you'll have them before you can even get out of here.
All right, good.
Thank
Thanks a lot.
goodness I got here. Did you see I sent you a
Now,
message?
you never told me, how did you get to the point where, you obviously prospered at something, to be able to have a home there, a home there, a home here?
Well,
Or maybe it's none of my business. I'm being
No,
lazy. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm pushy,
my husband.
So did you inherit?
I
Oh, your
know.
Oh, he's got the money. What did your husband do? He inherited it.
He was, actually, my husband was a very special man. He was president of money markets in Merrill Lynch.
Oh,
And
So he
for
did
many
well.
years in city, yeah.
he retired
He
young.
retired young, very young.
I hate that.
But he's my
Everybody I
second
know that's a
husband.
financial
He's-
planner, these guys that are international business marketing or bankers, they're retired 39, 40.
Yeah, he
Here
was
I am,
40,
62,
yeah.
and I still have to work.
Yeah, me too.
It's like I feel like, going up and pulling my knees. Would you
Oh,
please, I get guys here making $40 million a
oh
year.
my God.
All I want is $3 million.
I have a competitor that makes that kind of money. I found out.
Yeah, this is he's my second marriage, so we're married about 20 years now. I mean, but
The only thing that's good about having to work for a living is the having to work for a living.
mhm,
Because
You enjoy what you're doing.
okay, right now.
that's very
Well,
important.
Although I've never used, in 23 years, as far as I know, I don't want to lie, but I don't believe I've ever used an alarm clock, okay? So I love what I do. But, okay, so let's say I was running against you for the judgeship now, and I'm secretly worth, $150 million. Well, I may want to do that to play around, but do I really have the fight? Bet you he doesn't win. Unless there's some other motivation, he won't win. You know why? It's the reason trust fund babies are miserable. It's the reason, remember Bob Dylan time, help me, I'm helpless like a rich man's son. You're still doing this. You gotta have fight in you. You're fighting, doesn't matter your husband has the money. You still wanna be, I'm a no.
Yeah.
You have fight because you put people together.
Oh,
That's
that's
it.
what
I
I
love-
enjoy.
Did
I love
Debbie tell you that?
Love
She
it.
says you're a connector, Rich.
Yeah.
Did she say that about me or no? Did I come up at all or no?
Oh no, she loves you. Yeah, because I told her
Like
I
your
was
sister.
coming here today, and she says, "Oh yeah, he's such a great person."
Well, she is. She's like the most positive.
I know.
Here we go.
I love her.
Headset.
Love her.
We warned you that preceding show could make you distraught, could drive you to being homeless, and who knows what other ill effects it may have. But if you send $299.95 plus shipping to Rhett Palmer at P.O. Box 3342, Vero Beach, Florida 32964, we will send you a remedy. Yes, we'll send you a remedy. Anyway, so we have Adrienne Falzone in the studio. She is an author, and she's responsible for putting me together with many people like
and I didn't even know you.
That's the funny thing. Roger, what are you doing recommending me and you hadn't even met me yet?
I knew of you.
I mean, here's the thing. These guys come walking in here from Long Island and said, oh, we just bought a new house on, what is it, what is it called? J. Feather Lane. So, it's, so in comes Michael and Roger. Hi. We're from Long Island, and we live on Gay Feather. I didn't even know there was a Gay Feather in Vero Beach.
I know.
So anyway, yeah, really. So anyway, so they come in marching here. So, oh, we're friends with Adrienne, and I've met, like we took the tally a couple years ago. I've interviewed over 40,000 people. I do not remember most of them. So I figured, oh, Adrienne sent you. Okay, okay, come on in. So we're having coffee back there, and I'm thinking, hey, these guys are successful realtors up on Long Island, Hamptons. They're friends with Seinfeld and all these other Billy Joel. Come on in. They come on in to Dan, and then come on in the next day. And the next thing you know is, so who's Adrienne? So I didn't know you were a famous author, and you're friends with my friend Debbie May.
Oh my God, yeah.
And here she flies in all the way from California. She has a house in California, a house in Long Island, and lives down here in Vero Beach. You fly in to do a book signing last night in Melbourne, and we have the wettest day on record in the history of Vero Beach, Florida, and you couldn't go to your book signing.
I could not go to my book signing. I was so distraught.
Now what happens now?
I was starting, I was leaving like 2 hours ahead of time because I think even if it takes me 2 hours, I can't disappoint these people. And the staff at Vero Beach Resort, they stopped me. They said, you cannot go out there.
No.
He said, you cannot go out there.
Well, if you go to my Facebook, you can see a video I shot last night.
I saw it.
You did see my video.
I saw it.
And I went out for a meeting I had to go to, and it was like I went by the hospital on 37th. And I pointed at the camera, if you look at it, by the way, folks, at Rhett Palmer Facebook, and I said, that is not a lake.
I know.
That is the, what do you call it, blank land, the uncultivated land. Yeah, empty lots near the hospital. And it was like a lake.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
it was a scary night because right across the street here from, Royal Palm Point, it's the funny thing.
The roads were closed.
Here's a funny thing. So yesterday, I had a couple of police officers here to talk about something. They have a show here and everything. So anyway, so we're all done. It's terrifyingly rain. And so anyway, they decide it's time to leave. So they go out and they go right here to the red light. Well, normally you go straight through to get over to the sheriff's office. So all of a sudden, they just go right through the red light, the green light, and they go to Royal Palm. It's almost 6 feet of water.
Yeah.
And it was fun. They don't know that I saw this. They had to back up and I turned around. Anyway, they put the yellow tape up last night. You couldn't go there. Miracle Mile was totally shut down.
Route 1 to Route 1.
Yeah, it was crazy. So the only way I could get out west of town was I went down to the hospital, had to go by the hospital out to US 1, took a left on US 1, then headed out west of town on Aviation, and that was clear. But because we're in Florida and we're at sea level. And the nice thing about living at sea level and the sandiness is that it goes up. It's very dangerous for a short time, and then all of a sudden goes right back into the earth, and we're good to go. So by the way, he's nodding his head, and we haven't introduced him yet, Mr. Villafranco. How about a round of applause for Mr. Villafranco?
Good morning, Rhett. Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh, what's that?
I'm driving here. I just had a breakfast meeting for my campaign for 19th Circuit Judge, and I'm listening to the Rhett Palmer Show. And I hear you talking about the pushy New Yorkers. So I decided I need to stop by and push you around a little bit, Rhett.
What were you doing up here? You have a campaign for your
Yes,
campaign
I was
meeting?
meeting with somebody regarding my campaign for breakfast.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. You're running for breakfast. You said your campaign for breakfast.
No, I met for my campaign, and it was a breakfast
Now,
meeting.
you've lost some weight.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Even since the last time I saw you. Now,
Yes.
you were, I mean, I hope you don't mind me bringing this up.
No.
And I hope you don't mind me bringing this
No,
up.
not at all.
Okay, good. Because, Judge Peg here
I know Judge
used to
Peg.
come on my show. And when he used to come on my show, he was a big fat man. And, I can say that because I've gotten a little fat here and I'm working on it. But anyway, I have my shackly shape this morning already. But anyway, no, it's not because that was my shackly shape. Anyway, so I've seen pictures of you.
Yes.
And I honestly can say I have duplistic feelings about this because I can remember Mr. Fantikas used to own Hot Dog Charlie's in Watervliet, New York, and he was a big fat Greek guy, the best little teeny tiny hot dogs with this Greek sauce, and then he lost all this weight. And actually, as a young man, I was at his ad agency up there. He had about 5 locations. I actually was disappointed because it said, you don't look like Charlie anymore. I mean, because even the Bible says, I will add fat into thy bones. But anyway, so you were a pretty jolly looking guy yourself.
Oh, yes.
How many pounds have you lost?
About 110 so far.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Applause!
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 Oh, that's great. Good
Yes,
for you.
I was tipping the scale at 350 pounds.
Wow.
My blood pressure was high. I was sweating all the time, and
Oh.
something had to be done. I
Good.
have a great career.
Well,
I have a
Judge Peg, too. Have
Yes.
you met Judge Peg?
Yes, I know Judge Peg.
Because it's really strange having these people running for judgeship come in here. I mean, because I'm sort of a rebel, I always have been. I was at Woodstock in the 60s, one of those guys. And so Judge Peg used to come in here when he was just Attorney Peg. And all of a sudden, now years later, I had to go to court to stand up for somebody when for somebody's character.
Yes.
Okay. And so now he's Judge Peg. And of course, he's lost 100-something pounds. So, but there he is. And I'm going, oh my God. I mean, it's like when you're an attorney, you come in here, there's a certain, okay, he's an attorney, but a judge. I don't know about, what'd you find?
He found your 120 pounds.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Roger's those pancakes.
Roger doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything for 15 minutes. So he says, I found. But anyway.
Oh, bagels.
Have you ever
I
stood
know.
before a judge for like a speeding ticket or something?
No.
No, you've never gotten in any trouble?
I have never.
Roger, have you ever stood in front of a judge?
No.
I regret to admit that, yes, I'm guilty of that.
Guilty.
But I always found them to be most just and merciful. So it's just one of those things. I'm very, very fortunate to be a pretty good person, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what's.
If they saw that face,
I'll tell you
they
what's.
couldn't.
I tell you what's cool. I tell you what's cool about. I tell you what.
Yeah, I love it.
Here's what's cool about Lenny, and it's this: is that Lenny was not. My dad was a lawyer, graduated Syracuse and everything. He's no longer alive. But anyway, so he's starting out in his 20s, and here you waited until you were in your mid-30s.
Yes, I went to law school at 37.
At 37. Now, first of all, anybody that has the guts to go back to school later on is like a great emergence. I have a friend of mine, Judge Mort Lynn. He's no longer alive. A very intelligent friend of mine, and he at 55, I think at 50 he went back to law school. At 55, he became a judge late in life. Maybe it was 55 or 60, whatever. And here you are. So why I'm bringing this up is, Lenny, you went and did this later in life, and why is that important to Rhett Palmer as a citizen? I'll tell you why. Because he loves what he does.
Right.
He did this out of love. He's following his passion, his bliss. And everybody, I don't want to stand before a judge that's doing it just for the dough or just for prestige, but if they have a love of the law and interpretation, you know what I'm saying? And I can see
a love
that.
for justice, yeah.
And that's exactly right. That's
I can
exactly
tell
right.
you love what you're doing. And I've only known you, a month?
Well, I think a little more than that, but yes.
Maybe a month and a half, whatever. But but I immediately, I like you and I admire you. I want you to
Well,
know
thank you, Rhett. Thank you.
And of course, I'm saying this because if I ever am down at St. Lucie County,
Right.
and he's the judge, then,
That's
hopefully he won't recuse himself.
Well, it's not only St. Lucie County, it's the entire 19th Circuit, which encompasses Indian River County as
Oh,
well,
really?
St. Lucie and Martin
Why
County,
would I
and
stand,
Okeechobee.
why would I stand before you? What would I have done, or what would be the contest that I would be having?
Well, I haven't been elected yet, but if I was to be elected, they can place me either in the criminal courts, felony courts, or they can place me in civil court, which could be family law, any type of litigation.
Mhm.
So those are the kind of cases I would hear.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think you're planning on getting divorced soon.
No.
That's good.
No divorce. I don't believe in divorce, but that's why I never got married. I'm still living in a nice house. A lot of my friends, they're living out in the woods in a tent.
I hear that.
That's what you get for getting married. Isn't that a shame?
It is, and I see some pretty sad things in my family law practice.
You know?
Especially when the children are involved.
68% rate of
Yes.
divorce. Don't you think people should stick at 68% of marriages?
50, wasn't it?
And guess where it's
50.
highest? Guess where it's highest? Among Christians. Guess where there's more abortions than in any religion? I hate to tell you this, Catholicism, Catholics have more abortions than any group. Isn't that terrible? Of course, there's more Catholics than anybody, so it's really not fair. It's like,
Yeah.
more men have car accidents than women. I was on the air with the sheriff one time. He goes, "Yeah, Rhett. Well, that's because whenever you see a man and a woman together, who's driving 99% of the time? It's the man." Oh, dear, I didn't think of that. So, anyway,
Yeah.
but I don't know where I was going with that. You still there, Roger? Oh, Roger?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's in the bagel shop. Oh, wait, the duck? Where are you? Which one?
The big
Golden-
duck.
Roger.
Golden pear? We got a golden pear.
Oh.
Or the blue duck. He might be in the blue. Oh, Goldbergs.
Oy
Oh,
vey, good boy.
Oh.
Pick me up some lox. What is it about New York delis, though? Why are they superior? And they are.
Because we know how to eat. That's how I packed on
That's
150 extra pounds in my life.
But wait a second, you're not Jewish, you're like Italian,
I'm
right?
all Italian. yes.
You're Italian, you're all Italian, but what is it
We
about?
love to eat. Italians
But we
love to eat.
Italians love to eat Jewish food. We love to eat
Anything.
Italian food. We like to eat
Everything.
Chinese food. We love it all.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder what the Jews ate before the Chinese came out.
You said that, Rhett, not me.
I can say it, half my family is Jewish, what can I say there? Vicky, oy vey. So, anyway, we gotta take a little break, and then we'll come back, all right? And so we're in here with Mr. Villafranco. He is Levy,
Yes, Judge.
and running for judgeship for what?
The 19th Circuit, Indian River, St. Lucie, Martin, and Okeechobee
Now,
counties.
should we get all the, are we allowed to have all the judges running, or is that different, the candidates? Because you're not allowed to be partisan.
No, we're nonpartisan.
So, but could I get the others that are running and have the three of you, or the three of you or two of you?
There's actually 4 of us.
4 of us.
I would love that.
Well, one will have to stand outside the window here.
As long as it's not me, that's okay.
Oh, well, we've got quite a deal here, man. Let me talk to you, right? So we're gonna take a break, all right? Hey, listen to the Rhett Palmer show, and I'll tell you what, you want some bagels? Go to New York and you see Roger and Michael. You buy a house from them, you got bagels for life, promise. 3 bagels for life.
Thank you, Godfather.
And by the way, speaking of bagels, have you been to Einstein's lately? Stop into Einstein's and try their bagels on US 1 in Vero Beach, and please tell Dr. Schaefer and Helen Schaefer, the owners, that you heard about them on my morning radio show, okay? Great place to congregate, Einstein's Bagels. Also, today's broadcast is brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai. Tommy and Emery Trans are the owners. They're good family, and they take care of the local family of people, all of us. They contribute to Habitat for Humanity, the Homeless Family Center, et cetera, et cetera. So, next time you're looking for a new car, Route 60 Hyundai, and we'll be right back.
Oh. You know, what's great about your show, Rhett, is that being it so local, you know, really brings the community together in what's going on and keeping up with the news and, helping the local merchants
Thanks.
by
Because,
advertising,
connection once you become
where they
judge,
are and what they
It's like,
do.
yeah, goddamn.
It's really important.
Yeah,
To have- I mean,
Yeah, you get a court
it's
case
like-
and she'll
it's
be
like
like,
you're an
oh,
anchor
I
in the
can't do it,
community,
sorry.
along with your paper, which I haven't
I gotta
read
start.
yet, but
You may rather
Um,
be there.
Very true. I may just keep
That
my big
whole
mouth shut and be
feeling.
like,
of
I
community
don't know him.
is, a lot
what I
of
thought-
places don't have that.
10 seconds, Steve. Should have.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Any issues? just
I thought
let me
that,
know.
everybody says, well, it's hard for you to go national. What's the appeal? You're so local. But I had this idea, and we're going to be putting in new cameras. We're going to be darkening this window down, and we're going to be putting cameras in here. Anyway, so he says, well, you're too localized to go national. Now, this may sound crazy, but the Greeks have a saying: for every negative, there's a positive. For every obstacle, there's an equivalent
Yeah.
blessing. I have found it to be absolutely true. I'm saying, okay, so embrace that. If I could still be the mayor of the airways, make it entertaining enough somehow. People be tuning in from New York and LA and Oregon going, this guy's got a crazy show in Florida, but he's fun to watch. They don't give a damn about money. He's the local mayor of the airways. And they almost vicariously tune in or voyeuristically to go, what's going on down there? First of all, now there's another thing I'm thinking about doing. I get your opinion on this. I own thefloridashow.com. So I own thefloridashow.com. So I thought maybe have a 1-hour show every week, just dedicated to Florida. Has to be people about Florida, chambers of commerce going, hello, what's going on in Miami? All right, we're having a bagel sale, whatever it might be, Anyway, so it's all about Florida. Then you post that on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And then you post it out once a week. Well, I can just see us having a souvenir page. Hey, comrade. Yeah, here we are in Russia, Moscow. What you doing? That shirt says, I love Vero Beach, Florida. I love Florida.
Right.
He goes, oh, I listen to the Florida show. I buy this t-shirt. I not have money to go yet, but someday I go and I'm wearing the t-shirt. Think about it. We had 106 million visitors to Florida last year. Okay? 106 million. People want to come to Florida. Where's the number one place for conventions? It's Orlando.
Yeah.
So I would think we could cultivate a nice little following. I got people I got a doctor came in here recently. They listen up in Connecticut now. They're on iHeartRadio. He was waiting, wanted to meet us. They said, oh, well, we listen all winter because you're our sunshine. See, people they can tune in. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's 88 degrees. How's it up north in that blizzard?
Well, if you think about it, I mean, that was the Imus had that type of show, and that was national. I mean,
But
Well, he started local.
he started locally.
New York City, the biggest market in the world.
Exactly.
Without
I
a
would
doubt,
love to have a show in New York City. I'll tell you why.
but it's the same thing with Howard.
I wouldn't have to have any
Right,
guests.
that's right.
Have
Howard
fun.
Stern. He also lives in the Hamptons, right by us.
Yeah.
Does
Howard
he?
Stern.
Have you met him?
Not personally, but like we
Yeah,
pass
one of
each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've met him in these
yeah,
big party type things.
yeah.
Not formally.
But no.
He's a bright guy.
So that's
He started locally in little markets,
You saw
Washington.
the movie.
Yeah, he got fired a bunch of times.
WNBC.
I remember listening to the radio the day that happened when he punched the
Coming back in 30
producer and all
seconds.
that. I was listening that day. I remember that.
It was
day.
on the air.
when
Oh,
was that?
yeah.
How long
No.
ago was that?
Oh, back in the early 80s.
No, it was a long
Yeah.
time ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
We used to
I
drive
like
on
that
I
idea of yours.
Yeah. Well, thing is, if I own the Florida market, all these pharmaceuticals will pay me.
When you
That's
think
what
about it, they didn't. They weren't on TV. They were just really good.
Hey, we're live on the air, ladies and gentlemen. It's another beautiful day in paradise. The title of her new book is Selfish Sally. Now, what's this succinctly? We have a few minutes before the news. So tell me, Adrienne Falzone, what is this book about?
Well, it starts off with Sally being very into herself. She won't share her jelly beans, and she won't let her neighbor push the little dolly stroller. And she realizes she has no friends, and that's why I love the cover.
So are you sending this off to Hillary?
So-
Only kidding, go ahead.
And that's why I chose that illustration for the cover, because when you are selfish and when you don't share and when you don't help others and be kind, the world has their back to you. And if you could see, that's the Helen, my
So
illustrators.
that's the vision.
So
on
that's
front. See that?
yeah, that
I see
just
that, I see that.
sets the
Very good.
stage where the world just shuts you out.
So if you're
That's
wondering why you're alone, there's somebody out there.
Right.
There's probably somebody listening today who's
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time. Even the scriptures say, "Give unto others, and your light will rise out of the darkness like the noonday sun." It's very hard when you're depressed and you're swimming through chocolate pudding, but get up, shower, shave, whatever you got to do, get out,
And
go to
help.
the hospital and
That's
visit the kids in the cancer
There
section,
you go.
or go visit some old people in a nursing home. Suddenly, forget about yourself.
Exactly. And if
Changes
only
your whole
people
life.
really realized, the power of giving, they just, I think, I have an article for you from Rancho Santa Fe, California, when I was interviewed there, and it explains that the power of giving is so tremendous. If only people realize that people would just be giving everything away
Oh, no.
because of what comes back is like tenfold.
This world is converted. It's converted. It's people don't realize it's converted. I mean, if we have any conscience when we're leaving this earth, can you imagine knowing you had all this money and you start to see hungry people as you're rising up, going, "Oh my word!" And you have no power. I could have done this. I could have helped those people. I mean, I dare anybody out there. If you're successful and you're depressed, and you got a whole bunch of those. I know somebody on the beach. They have so much money, the husband just stays inside, does puzzles all day, and never goes out. Because I can't explain psychologically, but anyway, I go out and get $1,000 and get all $10 bills, and then go around town today. Go over to the dollar store, and wait till somebody comes through who's maybe wearing rags, and go up and give them $100 bill, and watch them break down sobbing in tears in a pool of tears, and go, "Oh my word, the power!"
It's
to encourage a life. And it's not the $100.
no,
It's not the food they're going to get that
no,
day.
No.
They're going to leave going, "I count.
That's
I'm
right.
validated."
That's
that man,
right.
that
That's
guy
right.
Christmas time who goes around giving away,
Yes.
like $1 million every Christmas. We got to take a break, then we're going to come back, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, live together, baby. It'll change your life. We'll be back.
Mm-hmm. And
How long was this break?
5 minutes. All right, what are you going to do?
Just a busy day. I'm up this way again tomorrow. Treasure Coast Builders Association at Cannons.
In the morning.
I'll get that.
Stop them.
And I just had breakfast over at Karen's over at what's the name of it?
Oh, I never heard of that one.
No, her name is Karen.
Oh.
Bocci?
Oh,
Yeah.
Puccini.
Yeah.
Are they helping you out?
She knows you. Well, I talked to her about maybe doing the meet and greet there.
They have really good food.
She said she could do it on a Monday night.
He didn't ask her to pay for it, though.
Well, she told me she's going to work with me. She's dear friends with my cousin Phyllis. They used to own
So it's the Italian connection. Actually, her husband owns right over here, goes straight out there, owns Vero Imports.
Oh,
He's working on my Vespa right now, Jerry.
Yeah.
But Jerry's honest as the day is long. He's expensive, but he's honest as the day is long. So
I was talking to her about it, and I want to do it soon.
come on, babe.
Okay.
I got to be careful about you calling it too much. So I'm afraid that if the other judges find out, they're gonna, "Hey, are we 90 days out yet?" After 90 days, then we really have to be careful. Right now,
Yeah, it's August 30th, so we have June, July, August. So.
okay. Because what happens is once we're in the 90 days, find out about this.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a judge, and you look into this. Tell me the truth. What the thing is. So, I also may have to talk to you. I had the cops here, so I loaned somebody some money. Did I tell you that?
No.
I don't want Barbara to know. I had this little girl who was a midget coming here for a few months, and everybody said, "Get her off the air. She's loud and aggressive." But I'm thinking like, well, Howard would have midgets on. So anyway, so one day we're at CJ Can't say, "Oh, I'm going to go down to Miami. This man's going to loan me $4,000, and then I'm going to pay him back $8,000 when I get the new contract for my new TV show." So I gave her $4,000 out of a little savings account I have. And the bad thing is, I used to give it to my mother to hide away, so it has my mother's perfume on it. So now I can't get those dollars back anyway.
Right.
But I thought, well, I'm gonna take a chance on somebody. And now it's months and months later, I'm full of cops. I have a check she signed, but I'd like you to look into it for me, you know? Yeah, but find out the law about that, because I believe right now, I've had people actually call for other cancer. Well, you had her on, you have to have us on. Well, I said, actually, legally, until the 90 days, I don't have to do that, but I will do that. Now, but after 90 days, I still don't have to tell anybody about it. But if they hear you on the air and then they call and say, I want equal time, then I have to give you equal time.
Yeah. I have no problem with that.
Are we gonna do that billboard?
I don't know yet.
Let me know, because it takes,
Yeah, I mean, if the sheriff
after the
wants it,
fact.
I get it, because I'm very
Well,
limited.
he was thinking about the one in 60. You're the one that was coming up on US 1.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, I'm talking to one billboard guy. He's got like 2 or 3 that he can do relatively inexpensive for me. He's like $1,000 a month.
We should judge everyone.
for each
I know
one.
that doesn't go
What?
over a
For
lot
each
of
one?
people.
No,
But
total.
to me, we have
Where are
to
they
keep
now for
ourselves
that?
safe.
I'm sure they're not the best of locations, but
We should
yeah,
judge
I
everyone.
only spend my money so far. I remember, I'm in
We should
4
not
counties.
pass judgment on
I can't ignore Martin County.
it is not
You
our
know, I
job.
gotta get
Well, the good thing
something
about my
out of it.
billboard there is it's in St. Lucie County.
Yeah, heading
So you're
northbound.
getting all those people that come up to Vero.
Yeah.
Then you get the people who live in Vero, so you got a lot of traffic from Fort Pierce, St.
Yeah,
Lucie
yeah.
County, from St. Lucie, Port St. Lucie. I mean, I do get a lot of recognition from that billboard, no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely.
But the thing is, I am telling you that if you want, you really need to think hard and heavy, because what's today's date?
18th?
Today.
Well, then that's early enough. We'd have to go, I'm saying in the next 3 days, you gotta make a decision, because if you did, we gotta get to my graphic artist, figure out the ad. Now, I thought we should do an ad where I have on my arm around him, saying, here comes the judge, or something. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. Or I'm voting for, Lenny, vote for my friend Lenny or whatever you want to say,
That's an idea.
Well, the endorsement. That's how my show works, the endorsement issue.
Yeah.
I got a doctor who has the most successful dermatology, second most in the United States of America, and he said, my show built this practice, my show in my magazine. I didn't solicit it, he said it.
See, this is what we need to do in life. We all need to raise each other up.
You raise me up far above. I don't know if they heard what you were saying though, actually. So how you doing, Shane? How you doing back in there behind the glass?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all
You
right.
guys having fun out there?
I think
Always a good time. Always a good time.
Now in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, we have Adrienne Falzone, and she's been an author for many years, and she lives to give. She just had lunch with my friend Debbie Maycumber yesterday, and she flew in to do a book signing, which of course she couldn't go to last night because of the rains, but that's okay. You still have fun. Now you have a house here.
No, we have a home in Rancho Santa Fe, California, and Southampton, New York.
So what's your Vero connection?
Oh, we lived here
You
for
did?
about 8 years in Orchid Island.
Why did you leave us?
Well, my husband wanted to move to New York City. That's what started it. And we lived in New York City for a while. And
My
then
grandfather used to have a place on East 50th between 2nd and 3rd.
we were on 58th and 6th.
Okay, then I bet you go to Smith and Walensky's on 3rd.
Well, I don't eat meat, but
Steakhouse.
yeah,
Oh,
been
you
there,
don't?
but no. Mm-mm.
You don't eat meat.
No.
No meat?
I'm going to tell you something. They.
Imagine an Italian that eating meat.
I think you need to rescind from that sin. And I tell you, why they have new conclusive studies. The bodies of vegetarians are not really very healthy at all.
Well, vegetarians get
You
beans
wanna-
and tofu and
Yeah, well, you need to eat meat.
yeah.
You do.
I have fish. I have wild fish.
Wild
So
fish.
yeah, so there's protein there.
Omega-3s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I take the
And the
pills every day
vitamins,
now.
yeah.
I wonder if that works. I hate being conned. I'm eating these fish pills every day, and I'm going, you know what I mean? What do they get these fish? What do they do? They squeeze the juice out of them, then they put them in these little gummy things.
The little orange pills,
It
yeah.
costs me hundreds of dollars every month, and some guy's sitting in California in this new mansion on the beach going, hey, you got those suckers to buy those little capsules,
Well, they have to
Put
go
some
by-
more sardines in those things, Al.
They have to go by how you feel,
Is Roger there, by the way? Did we lose Roger? Or?
It's Roger.
I don't know if Roger's still there or not.
He's having his bagel at Einstein.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I was gonna
Goldberg.
say.
Huh?
I think he went just ate his bagel.
Oh, he hung up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's okay.
he's had it.
So Lenny Villafranco.
Villafranco, that's
And,
right.
you know, I thought that was such a complicated name. It sounds
No.
but it's not. Villa Franco. Villa Franco is very easy.
And he was from the Bronx. Just like
Originally,
me.
yes.
Originally from the Bronx.
Born in the Bronx.
And you have to say the Bronx.
The Bronx. Actually, it's the Bronx.
And his Franco SpaghettiOs.
Remember them?
Oh, I still don't tell anybody, but I still buy them once in a while.
Please don't admit to
No,
that.
no, don't please.
They really suck, you know, especially those little teeny tiny meatballs that who knows what they're made out of, you know.
Oh.
The same guy that makes the fish pills.
Oh.
But what I do is I put a little cayenne pepper,
Okay.
a little bit of sugar, a little bit of some other stuff, stir it around there in the microwave. You know, well, you know why? You know why? The only reason I eat that stuff is when I lived in New York State as a boy, born and raised in Poughkeepsie, and you know, you get the flu, you get sick, so I'd stay home and watch Andy Griffith, and I would either have Armour made a sloppy Joe mix in a can, which was delicious over toast, or I'd have Franco American SpaghettiOs. So I associate that with being at home, comfort,
The comfort
food.
you know. This is my friend Howie Schaefer, Jewish kid, you know, and we're good friends. Lives up in Albany. He was Cuomo's front man for a while. Anyway, he's in the advertising, publicity business. He says he's always eating rolls. So when we're young, we're in our 20s or 30s. I said, hey, Howie, you're always eating rolls. He even knew that, and this is the insight he had, even as a young guy. He said, well, that's because my grandparents always served us rolls, so I associate that with being with my grandparents. So, you know, whatever it is, that's what sort of motivates us, you know. So, how are things going for your
For the campaign?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I'm very pleased. We're very optimistic.
So that's good. Now you're running. Tell the people what you're running for.
It's 19th Circuit Judge.
Yeah.
The 19th Circuit is Indian River County, St. Lucie, Martin County, and Okeechobee County.
And then you didn't get into law until you were 37 years of age.
That's right. I was in the printing and publishing business for many years. Used to print magazines very much like your magazine.
Yeah.
And the business started to change. I saw the writing on the wall with the advent of the internet. There's less and less people
Where's the
needing
writing on the wall as opposed to in the magazine.
Exactly.
The
And
Facebook wall.
always wanted to go to law school, so I saw an opportunity to go at night. I worked during the day, I took care of my children, and went to law school at night.
Okay. Hey, how you doing? You back with us, Roger?
I am. I tell you, that wasn't the bagel store.
Well, you want to make sure you listen. We're going to stay on the air extra long today because I have my friend Chris. Yeah, my friend Chris Gurney has just arrived, and from 10 to 10:30, you might want to stick around for this. This is what this guy does. He works with, well, let's just put it this way: a lot of famous people who come to this town. Chris is their consultant. Now he comes in here svelte. He's got the muscles, you know, and well, he works out like he's got I forget the number one tennis pro in the world. Anyway, they're over there training together. I've been talking to them. What it is you can work out, and working out maybe he'll tell us later on. It's 10 to 20% of your weight loss, but it's what you put in your mouth. And every time I go there, my friend Dr. Mallon from Center for Advanced Eye Care goes there. Every time I go there, Chris is eating. And I go, what are you doing? And yet he's thin as can be. There's actually, now they know that, like, I just ran into Dr. Dean. She lost some weight recently. She said, I was trying all my life to lose weight. Now she's eating more under authority. And she says, the weight's falling off of me. So it is true. Yeah. So you got to get down here and meet Chris.
Is he going to tell us what we should eat?
Yeah, he is.
Vegetables.
Hey, Chris. Come on up front when you get a chance. He's back in the kitchen having some ice cream.
He's got ice cream?
Do you eat ice cream, by the way, Chris?
Who?
Do you eat ice cream?
Heck yeah, I do. That's why I work out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So,
see,
come on in and join us. Come on.
Hello.
Hello.
All right.
How you doing?
This is Lenny Villafranco. He's running for judgeship up here.
Good morning, Chris. How you doing?
And this is, of course, Adrienne Falzone. She's an author.
Yes.
This is her new book. And
Oh, wow, very nice.
And we on the line we have Roger. He's a famous up in the Hamptons as a rooster.
Hamptons, very nice.
He comes. He also has a house here on Gay Feather.
Nice.
So he and Michael, you know.
Nice. Hey.
So
what's
I
happening?
I
What's
can't
going
believe
on?
we have a street named Gay Feather. I just think it's bad.
Well, you know, it's you know. It just means people are very happy and enchanted from Gay Feather Lane. That's fine.
See?
Now you're from New York. We have all New Yorkers.
I'm from the
here.
Bronx. I'm from the Bronx.
We're all from the
We're all
Bronx.
from the
Oh, my
Bronx.
God.
Stop it.
East 238th Street, Carpenter Avenue.
Oh my God.
Morris Park.
Morris Park.
Yes.
Is that
Louis
amazing?
Avenue,
Oh my
no.
God! Oh my God! The best
Oh.
bread, the best of bread. I mean, forget about
Yeah,
everything. Pastry.
No.
La Scala Bakery.
Oh.
La Scala Bakery in the Bronx.
Well, let me put Artuso's.
Artuso's, yes, yes.
I actually went to school with his daughter, Vinia.
Oh,
I went to, like,
gosh.
yeah.
So no wonder you became a workout
Forget about it.
coach.
Yes. Oh my God! If I didn't, I'd be 500 pounds.
But the thing of it is, and we're
Yes.
going to talk about this, I know, from
Right.
10 to 10:30, but you, every time I go there, and, you know, he's working with these very famous individuals or very well, I mean, it's amazing who you have in their clientele. We won't mention it on the air, I guess,
No.
unless they give us
Yeah,
permission.
you know, of course.
But famous authors, you wouldn't believe who he had.
Cool folks. Yeah.
But every time I go there, he's eating. I swear, every time I go. And
But
that-
it's not pizza. I mean, come on.
Right, he's eating healthy.
Yeah, I'm eating well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is something with feeding your metabolism, but you have to get to a point where you can eat in that frequency.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's everyone starts at a certain point.
Well, look at Dr. Mal. Now, he's a
He's a
svelte-
specimen. He's my walking business card.
But he's a svelte guy anyway.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
he's
when I-
always athletic, but you know, even when he came to me, you know, we bragged this. I say he's my best, longest lasting relationship. It's been 12 years. He's been training with me.
Yeah.
He was always fit guy. I mean, you know, he played hockey and sport guy. Always, you know, but I think he was born with a 6-pack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or an
I know,
8-pack.
I've been with females in my car when he's running. the
Oh yeah, I
beach.
think they time when they
On
drive
Ocean-
down to
on-
see him and come down the street.
I
Yeah.
know, when he's on Ocean Drive, the women are all like, I said, whoa, man, I didn't think women were visual, but you know. Well, actually, when I met Dr. Mal, true story, he's so good looking that I remember people telling me about him. This is, we're going to go back, what, 15 years ago? He's been sponsoring my show
At least
for forever.
it's been for a while. Yeah.
But anyway, so I figured when I met him, it was at an event, a charity event for golf, because he's really obsessed about his golf.
Yes, very good golf.
So I look across the room and oh, that's Dr. Mal. I said, oh, this guy's going to be arrogant. Look at that guy. He's so good looking. You know, he's got to be arrogant. The nicest guy in the world.
He's as humble as they come.
Now, but Dr. Katz, on the other hand, who moved here from New York City
Long Island, yeah.
a few years ago,
From the island,
he was
probably a Met fan, but you know,
he,
Yankee
now,
fan.
he
Sorry.
unlike Dr.
I have Tourette's. I'm yeah.
Unlike Dr. Mallon, he was Chubbs,
Yes,
and you've been working with him, and he's a success story because now,
big time.
look at him. That guy's felt now.
He's probably. I mean, he told me even when he was younger, he was slender, but never had the condition. And yeah, it's just finding the right balance. But with him, constantly he was of everyone else's thought process. He would say, Gurney, how can I eat more? How is it going to happen? I'm going to eat more and lose weight. I can't. No way. There's no way it's going to happen. I said, I call him DK. I said, Dr. Kat. I said, Adam. I said, just trust me. So after a handful of years of working out, he lost some weight. He was over 200 pounds, which isn't terrible, but at 5'10", it's not great. And he had the little Labanza over here and everything.
Well, that's what I want. That's what I want from you. I'll tell you why. I had this guy, and do you ever hear this book called Let's Do Lunch? It's a guy, he weighed 450 pounds. He was over in Naples. So I pick up his book, Let's Do Lunch. He's now weighed 197, 198 for 23, 24 years. He said he was sitting on the corner of the bed. Now, I know this will sound crazy, and he wasn't considering suicide, but he said to the Lord, Lord, I just can't go on like this. I'm just 450 pounds, whatever. So he prayed. Now, he says that he started to have dreams about foods he should eat, like barley and all this. One of his secrets are you take, and I did this last night. I don't keep ice cream in the house anymore because ice cream is my big temptation, but I have frozen grapes. So when I'm watching the news, I can sit there after dinner and I can get I get frozen grapes.
Right.
And this guy has kept down to 197 for 23 years. So what he's doing, and there's lots of secrets out there like that. So you can satiate yourself, right?
Right. It is about satiation, but and there's a lot of things too. Maybe we can cover a little bit on it. There's been a lot of print about a lot of these folks from The Biggest Loser. They've lost hundreds of pounds and have reverted back, and plus so. and why that's happening, and the metabolic shift and what happens that there's no permanence with that. So we can kind of get into that. And really, and the short of it is, whenever you do something extreme, and I very much preach the balance part of what you're doing, that there has to be some sense of normalcy. Whenever you inundate yourself with tremendous amount of, like you see people do it all over, a lot of workload, that people, because basically it's, exercise put into yourself. So you have expenditure against calories in. So one greater than the lesser of the two. Of course, you're going to have a gain of some sort or a loss. Well, they press to do so much working out and so calorie reduction. It's too much of a stress because it's only so far low you can go before you're really starving yourself to death.
And then you stop losing, because if you go into what is it called, mode, starving mode, your body will shut down.
Yeah, well, what happens is initially your body isn't stupid, and the moment that it finds is doing that, it tends to hoard the bad stuff, which you want to get rid of, which is the fat, because that's just for a salvation point for itself, and it gives up the lean stuff.
Dr. Atkins was on my show before he died, and I had a fight. You just have another guy who was running my show down one of our studio down in Port St. Lucie, and he lost 60 pounds on Dr. Atkins. The next year he gained back 90.
Yeah.
And I saw this happen to many people. And now, by the way, I wanted you to know that the future judge here, Mr. Villafranco, Lenny, he lost 110 pounds.
110 pounds.
Amazing.
Now you had surgery though.
Yes, I had no choice. After I became an attorney, I was very sedentary. Either sitting in the courtroom or sitting in my office.
Yeah.
And I just packed it on.
Yeah.
And
It's hard.
I tried everything, but it just got worse and worse. And I needed to do something.
I never would have looked at you. I never would have thought you weighed that much. Yeah.
No. And he's still a happy, jolly guy. Well, sometimes you wonder if people lose their jolliness. Because fat people do look jolly. You got to admit.
Am I ever not smiling?
Really? You are. You have a great time. But isn't it true? I mean, like I have a chubby aunt, Italian aunt, and I'm going to be having dinner with my cousin tonight, but probably at Vincent's.
I tell you what, they actually make good Sicilian pie over there at Vincent's. There's something about the crust. That's actually the best I've had around.
No.
Little plug to Vincent's, by the way.
But I don't do the pizza now.
You should. Well, yeah.
They have the eggplant.
You have to earn the credit to do the pizza. I get to lose a few pounds, then it's all about earning that credit. I try to tell folks, I don't know anybody that begins my concept of nutrition, because it's something you try to adapt to and kind of morph into where it's a lifestyle. I'm like, all these foods that are kind of bugging you that you think nothing goes away permanent. You have to make certain sacrifices or adjustments to get you. It depends what you want.
And I can't sit there and eat a bag of Snickers anymore.
No, and I tell people it is really a mental approach too. To a lot of the stuff. Yeah. There's some components, but there's some key things.
Okay,
that like my mantras.
Yesterday I did my Shackley shit. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. No, maybe I should have. I didn't eat until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I had
zero. You had nothing.
All nothing.
That's
probably
the biggest
mistake.
mistake.
Then at 1 o'clock I had turkey.
But
last night, I could feel the hunger, but I realized I learned this from Jared, not the other stuff, but the Jared when he was doing good. He was working for Subway. And I had him on the show a couple times. He said he started to lose weight when he realized a little bit of hunger was his friend. Now I go around, when I'm doing it right, and I start to feel that hunger. I don't rush off to eat. I go, oh, that's my buddy.
Right.
Because when I know it's eating a little bit of fat away.
Well, it's letting you know that your body's doing work to what you've already eaten before. So
we don't always need to be full either.
No.
Psychologically,
it is dialing in exactly what your body needs, and that's the fundamentals of how I really start people off is learning their body composition, their lean mass.
All I know is you have success with everybody you work with, and so I'm thinking, man, that's why I got them down here. I figure this is the way you avoid the consultation costs. You invite the guy.
Hey, you know what?
You invite the guy to come down to the show.
That's right.
I tell you what.
Take copious notes, and the guy's happy to get the promotion, and I get free consultation.
I think with anything, I think whenever you find something you're really passionate about. I started as an engineering student. I'm a tech type of dude. I'm a closet computer geek, I say, because all my nutrition is done spreadsheets, and I really get off on that stuff. But
wow.
With me, I say anybody who finds their passion in life, money is secondary.
We were talking about that before you were on today.
I would absolutely do this for free because I love what I do. I would do all this all day long. As long as I knew my bills got paid, I wouldn't even care. As I love working with young athletes and kids and stuff like that because even channeling through the kids, somehow it has a way of resonating through the parents.
Absolutely.
And it's pretty amazing to do that because the adults live through their kids, so it's like, oh, I gotta for little Johnny and little Jane over here take care of this, and maybe they inadvertently they wind up having the benefit too.
You may not sacrifice for yourself, but you will
For your
sacrifice.
kids,
What
for
do they?
family.
Well, for anybody, they say if you would learn something, like I'm in a new networking group, and I've got to talk all about my radio show and my magazine in a few weeks. I'm nervous. Believe it or not, I'm nervous in front of a crowd. I did try.
It makes you sharp, though, I
can't
think.
stand
I bet it makes you
find
sharp.
out what I'm having to do. Yeah, it's the truth. So what I'm doing is
I was shy too as a kid, believe it or not.
Oh, me
Oh,
too.
yeah, I
Me
was
too. But so what I'm doing is now I'm writing down all the positive things on how they can advertise, whether they do it with me or not.
Right.
You give the audience some truths about advertising. Well, it's making me crystallize all these thoughts, 1 to 10 and blah, blah, blah. So I'm learning, it's clarifying my thinking by having to do this. What's the motivation? Because I'm going to stand up in front of 35 people and I'm going to be a nervous wreck. But if I've done my homework, I can be calm and I just tell them what I believe to be the
It's
truth.
your passion, right? I mean, it's what you know.
Well, I told I think I told Adrian this morning, I said, in 23 years of doing this radio show, I've never, as far as I know, ever used an alarm clock. I love what I do. I get up in the morning, I get up this morning, I go, so I look at the clock and I go, oh, okay, I got to shower, got to shave. Who's going to be in there? We're going to have some coffee together.
Right.
I think about the coffee. I think who am I going to get to discover today? I freaking love it, man.
Yeah,
Just like you, when my dad graduated Syracuse Law, Lenny, and you're a lawyer, he went back to law school at 37.
37.
He sent that, my grandfather got it. My grandmother never understood. He sent my grandmother a telegram saying, oh, he graduated, got his, passed the New York bar, which is a tough one first time. He must have been a smart guy. He died when I was young, but he said, I'll never have to work another day in my life. My grandfather got it. My grandma's, what do you mean? Because he found his passion.
Yes.
You should only deal with people that love what they do. Because like this guy's going to get me and he's going to do a readout. He was an engineer. I can see it. Now, I want to ask you this about your press speech. Well, Lori works with you, and she has a little machine that like a year ago, she'd attach it to me and I'd have to lay there flat. And it would actually say, this week you lost this much in fat, but you're not eating enough protein because you also lost some muscle. Do you have one of those machines?
Yeah, I use.
Are they legitimate?
They are, and it's almost the same testers using it. There's some have variables, but I use what they call a skin fold caliper, which I've used for probably 26 years now.
What?
About a skin fold.
Skin fold,
So
yes.
basically, because the majority of your fat is subcutaneous, so you can't get away from that. By what I'm pinching is for real.
Yeah.
And it's visible, so you can really see it and feel it as I'm pinching it. I do a 9. Most do either a 3 or 4 site test. I do actually a 9. I've expanded it. So, because it's coming off, you want to show the client what's happening.
Let me ask you this.
And that's why I vary that with the
Before
weight.
we say goodbye till the next hour, because we're going to talk more, and
Sure.
Vinny's got to go. Lenny's got to go. Lenny Villa.
Yeah.
Villa.
Why? Because what? Why? Because
Like,
Italian, the
well,
Vinny
here's
is
what I
like
wanna
it's
know.
synonymous. Let's call Luigi.
I'll admit this on the air,
Yeah.
but only because, let's represent. These man boobs.
Right.
I used to be very skinny all my life till I was in my mid-30s. Can these go away? I mean, have you seen men actually get into it and make this stuff go
You can.
away?
It's a point of losing as much body fat as you can.
Yeah.
Increasing the muscle mass as you can.
Yeah.
In regards to the skin, I mean, you're still a young guy. You still got some good years
Oh,
ahead,
I
right?
like this guy.
But what I tell people is your skin is like saran wrap.
Yeah.
So as far as you've let it stretch out, depending on what you can do to it, because it's wrapped around your body. So the best you can contort and to put some good muscle mass there and take away the bad stuff.
I'll have to go see your plastic surgeon friend.
And then you can see, but you know what? And I tell folks, like I told Dr. Katz, he's lost considerable weight. He's like, oh, the loose. As he stays leaner, his skin is starting, the elasticity of it is starting to get a
Nature
little
has it.
tighter.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm finding that too.
All right, we're gonna
So-
say goodbye to this
So yes,
hour,
you're possible.
and you're gonna stick around for the
Sure.
next. I hope Adrian, you can stick around. I know that the future Judge Franco here, Villafranco.
Villafranco, have to be in court.
Lenny Villafranco's got to go to court. Lenny, it's always good to see you.
Always a pleasure, Rhett. Thank you very much, and nice
Yes.
meeting all
You
of
too,
you.
yeah,
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, stop it again
Three-
soon, maybe even tomorrow.
Three
if
from
you're
the
around.
Bronx.
Will do.
Figure
Will
that.
do. Thank you.
Good to see
Amazing.
you. All right, folks. Now, if people want to get in touch with Mr. Gurney, because if you can't stick around for the next half hour, what's your phone number over there?
It's Ocean Drive Elite Physiques. It's 772-234-5403.
Elite
Good luck.
Physiques.
Yes.
And Adrian, you're going to stick around?
Okay.
Okay. Now, her new book is called Selfish Sally, and it's available in bookstores everywhere around the United States.
No, Amazon
Oh.
and Blue Note books online
Really?
right now.
You know, that whole thing is, well, anyway, he says we got to take a break. But it's
Okay.
amazing because even these kids get on The Voice and they're selling millions of copies.
Yeah.
They don't even have a record company because iTunes is changing
killing
everything.
it. A couple bucks for a song, boom.
Boom.
People like it. They buy a million hits. And
Today's broadcast brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai and Center for Advanced Eye Care. 5 eye doctors that genuinely care about your eye care. Dr. Katz, Dr. Mound, Dr. Snell, Dr. Gadada and Dr. Brannigan, Center for Advanced Eye Care.
How long is this break?
Right before you get too far, keep in mind you still have a guest on the phone.
Oh,
Hello.
hey, Roger.
Roger Dodger.
So how long is this break now?
Well, let's see, we got 3, 6, 7, probably about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So I would recommend you get up, spend a couple hours.
Yes,
sitting
you're
there.
right, that's
Once you
true.
get up, have some,
Yeah.
let's get some fresh coffee
Good.
going.
I like
some
that
tea,
idea. Oh,
some
yeah.
water for Mr. Gurney here.
So what's
So
your
you
first
enjoying yourself,
name?
Ryan?
Oh, yeah, sure I am.
Chris.
I love meeting new people. Chris.
Yeah, me too.
Nice to meet you, Chris. And so do you have a business
I
here?
have two. I have one on.
She used to live at Orchid Island. Then I moved to California and they have a place on Long Island.
Hey, pleasure.
Yes, you too. Good luck
Are
with
you gonna do the
everything.
book signing another time before you leave town, or?
No, well, I have, let's see, I have a book signing in Cocoa Beach on Saturday. That's what I'll be signing. Actually, you can mention that maybe.
Sure.
Are you a real estate
That's where
professional?
Barbara's from.
Would you like to work with a
Oh, is
solid
that right?
team
Barbara.
of people who have
Oh, you have to,
professional
oh, I would
careers in
point
real
me
estate?
out. Okay.
I'm not Roger and Michael.
Oh.
Your real estate
But,
career in high gear now.
Yeah, Cocoa
Let me
Beach.
introduce you to Mr. John
You have any of your
King,
books?
Remax Crown
I
Realty.
do.
He's a broker among
Oh.
brokers with a long history of
Yeah.
integrity and honesty. Plus, you'll get the best commission split and support you can count on.
I have
He's
3 of
known
them
for
now.
creating a team like
What is an
family that
angel?
works together.
Search for the perfect
Find out
shell.
more. Contact Mr. John King at Remax Crown Realty in Vero Beach.
Yeah, oh, that's, I'm at the Vero Beach Book Center.
772-589-3054.
She
Good morning,
loved
listeners.
that
I have
one.
really good news
You
for
know,
you.
Cynthia?
If you have a problem with
Why did you say
our
that?
officer's spider vein,
Well, because my
we have an
publisher,
experienced
has
vascular
to
surgeon
put
right here in Vero
England
Beach
or some
that
other,
specializes in this rewarding procedure.
distribution.
Veins
It's
disappear,
complicated.
never to be
Publishing
seen
companies.
again.
So,
The doctor
yeah,
is
so that won't be
Renee
public.
Remdev. Dr. Remdev is a board-certified vascular surgeon with a Harvard medical degree.
Yeah.
Dr. Remdev
Yeah,
is
it's
an
just that,
experienced
it's a long
medical
story, but because I didn't have my
qualified
sign last night,
carotid
I
artery
only have like 2 copies, and I need them until,
Oh, that's right, yeah, you're supposed to.
I was
Best
supposed
of
to pick
all,
up
his
all my
primary
books.
office is in Vero.
I get books every day.
Additional offices
You know why?
in Sebastian
Because they know
and
talk
Fort
radio,
Pierce
so-
as well.
I've gone into the
Dr.
bookstore and
Remdev
looked
is
and this
affiliated
packed
with
this
three
size.
hospitals.
Oh, those people were on my show last week. I said, yeah, that's what we had to order, because we've gotten inundated. Talk radio listeners. See, stupid people don't listen to talk radio. Readers, leaders.
That's always been true.
Your name was mentioned,
Oh,
Swan.
you can either
Mike
get
Swan, I
coffee
thought.
too,
Was that
one of 2 different ways.
I don't know.
Coffee.
He's part of Rossway Swan.
Yeah, I know Mike.
Yeah. I think you mentioned maybe you guys were somewhere in some.
I just saw him the other day at the Indian River Bar Association.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah.
Oh, he told you?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, he's mentioning names of folks but anyhow, I heard your name being mentioned, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's
Well, nice meeting you.
You too.
Ray, I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Oh, no, I'm a contrarian. That's my line.
Okay. Let's hopefully it.
don't know which plumbing you have, go to the third guy. If plumbing's 20, you're not sure what you identify with, they put a big question mark on it. Yeah. Yeah, you know, sure. You get the med, you get, super women. Always love it. Always wish they were women when it came. I could figure out what I was this morning. I read somewhere that less than 1% of those that are, transgender or gender or whatever. So if people look at whatever you want to look at, that's cool. Like, I have a huge one. Yeah, but as long as whatever you're doing it doesn't, it should be a national issue. Somebody went through, say, I was a woman before now I'm a guy, okay, and what's the process? I may wake up and say, I feel like Maria. Yeah. I feel like those like me. And so it's that kind of thing. And that's fine. I mean, mentally, you are what you're dealing with. The fact that we have to identify how to do different bathrooms and then don't leave, stay home and figure it out. I mean, that'll go on in the house. Until you figure out what you think you want like that.
This issue is going to be all about space. So I really wanted you guys to be included, and I'm glad you are.
Well, all I can say is I just feel so sad and so empathetic for the people who are going through this. And, everybody can kind of laugh about it, but it's not a laughing matter. It's not a laughing matter. No, because these people have been tortured their whole lives. And, good for them that they said, you know what, I got to go this route because I'm not happy the way I was born.
Right. And to me, it's not even the issue with that. It's
No,
just,
it isn't. So what you're saying is concerning this bathroom issue.
Yeah, it's like,
Is
what? I think, if I respect anyone's issues, and don't demonize you for that or whatever, but
Right.
So, but it's sure, like, say, look, if you feel that you need to go to a bathroom somewhere, then you use something that's indifferent, or you kind of handle it on your own, where it shouldn't be your problem that I'm feeling this problem today of how I feel.
Who's going to the bathroom in these transgender?
Well, the president has put out there, he's trying to push things for, it's a national problem now. That we all have to, it's like having something that's handicapped. Now we have to address this issue with something very broad spectrum. Well, normally you handle it state by state or maybe local government, it's like you handle it kind of in a state by state scale. You make it a very like a national dilemma. I mean, it's an awareness, I think it's a correct awareness.
Yeah.
I don't think you make it a national issue where it's mandated to be a law or something. It's just,
So it's mandated, it's gonna be mandated.
I did 15
I doubt it. I really doubt it,
That
but
they're gonna have a bathroom that's called transgender.
I guess.
So anyone who's transgender, the only people
Well, I
who
think,
go in there?
well, I think they want us to be able to use whatever bathroom they want for how they feel. Like if you're a man, you feel like a woman that day, you're gonna go into the woman's bathroom, but that may not be correct. Because if you got a little girl in there and it's just, that's been the that's the problem. Not to create a different bathroom, that's easy. You make it kind of nondescript. This is, public domain. But the fact that if you as a woman feel you feel like a man today, you're gonna go to the men's room. You know what I mean? So that's become the hubbub.
Wow. It's really very complicated.
This is the mayor of the airwaves. It's another beautiful day in paradise.
Really?
Got that right. After the great flood.
After the great flood. Hello, Noah! Give me more room!
I'm gonna bring my kayak this morning. I found a parking spot in front of your place.
We have Chris Gurney in here. That's the voice of Mr. Chris Gurney. We also have Adrian Falzone in here. Round of applause for our visitor, Shane. Shane, this is how you doing this morning, by the way?
Doing well.
This is nothing you really need to listen to, of course, because he's like, what? How tall are you? Like 5'2", about what, 97 pounds? How much do you weigh?
5'6".
107, 100, oh, wow, 117. And then he has to, you know, I put the air conditioning on when I come in. When he and Barbara are here, she's 97 pounds. They want the air conditioner. They got to put the sweaters on when I'm here and everything. It's like, you know, the difference. But anyway, we're going to talk with Christopher here, and originally hails from
Bronx, New York.
Yeah.
Then Yonkers.
And that's where you're from too.
Yes.
What are my
The
chances of
three
getting
of us, the
two?
three of us.
Yeah,
We're
three.
from
When
Bronx.
yes, Lenny Villafranco was running for circuit judge. He was just in here. He had to leave. But also, I'm from Poughkeepsie.
That's okay. Well,
It's New York.
Close.
Hour and a half. What was it? An
That's
hour?
right,
Hour and a
it
half?
is
About?
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. It's not the Bronx though, but it's okay.
It's not.
It's New York. I think anything above White Plains, I never knew what it was. It wasn't part of it. It wasn't part of the boroughs.
Do
You were
you think
done.
do you think we rode cows up there?
Yeah, that was like upstate.
You know, one time.
That's right.
It's a funny story. My stepdad used to live in the Catskill, up there where what's his name used to train. Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Oh, I
We used to go to the Catskill Game Farm up there.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Catskill
too.
Game Farm. You
Always.
went there?
Always.
Yeah.
It's out of business now, you know, but you know, every girlfriend I had for the first like 35 years of my life, I took there. That was like, it was obligatory to take a girl.
That's what
Yeah.
when you were from the
If I took her to
Bronx,
the
That's where you
Catskill
went.
Game Farm, the game was on. It was serious. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
right.
move over for the monkeys. And one time I remember as a kid, I was feeding the monkeys, and the monkey like grabbed, like, come closer, and they went, grab my hand, and laughed at me. That scared the crap out of me. But anyway, so what was I gonna say? So something about
Girlfriend Catskills.
oh,
no,
so
yeah.
Ben said, my stepdad, he said that one time the state police caught this guy from the Bronx. He's driving
And
down
it's the Bronx, DA Bronx.
the
The,
Bronx.
the,
And
the
he's driving
Bronx.
down the New
Bronx.
York State Thruway, heading
Right.
down past Woodstock Manor. And he says, pulls him over. What are you doing? We're up here. We got a gun, and you know, we go. What's that thing on your roof? Oh, it's a deer. We shot the deer. He said, sir, that's not a deer. That's some farmer's cow. They shot a cow. They thought it was a deer.
But the best part wasn't even hunting season, I bet.
You know, you have
Well, cows are never in season, by the way.
Huh?
Cows are never in season, by the way.
You killed our Elsie. Okay, let's get talking about nutrition.
Yes, sir.
Chris Kearney works with Elite Physiques. You're the owner.
Yes.
You have for how many years?
I've been there almost 18.
18 years. Loves what he does.
I love what I do.
Dr. Mallon from Center for Advanced Eye Care introduced us years ago. He's been on my case for about 10 years saying, you got to go see Chris. You got to go see Chris. You got to go see Chris. Finally, I go over and I see Chris. And I also get my massages over there from a young lady who's very gifted.
Elena just said the phenomenal, yeah.
Oh, she's phenomenal, yeah. And so, and you've just revamped your entire thing over there. Of course, when you go in, I really shouldn't say who it is, but let's just put it this way. New York Times best-selling authors, like millions of copies, those kind of people. The number one, probably tennis pro. I don't know if he minds. We talk about it.
No, Yvonne.
He doesn't mind. Yvonne.
Lendl.
Yvonne's
Correct.
always, I'm always over there, and he's got a great sense of humor. He's always working out with you, and you two do these challenges.
Oh, yeah,
together.
that's great.
I mean, it's amazing who you have over there. I mean,
It's a lot of
as a
fun.
New York kid, are you pretty amazed that you got to work with all these celebrities in Vero Beach, Florida?
It has been amazing
Yeah.
to know where, you know, like I said, I was an engineering kid in college, and then actually I played baseball all my life.
Yeah.
Having grandeur thoughts about being a baseball player, and then being on the other side of it, being the athletic part of it, I've worked with some young guys who've been recruited and now are in the pros.
Do you know what's his name in town here?
Well, Alex Cobb, I trained right out of high school. Yeah.
He just signed $3 million a year. I'd be happy with $3 million, period.
I'll take the tax.
Are you still friends with him?
Yes. We
So
communicate
do
fairly
I have-
often.
Do I have an
We talk to-
introduction coming here? I want to meet this. I just went to see the Rays last weekend.
Oh, is that right?
They-
Well, he's come off Tommy John surgery from last year,
Okay.
which now they kind of do as a
'Cause
preventative.
he wasn't
But
pitching the other night.
no, he'll probably maybe mid-year he'll be back.
They're still paying him $3 million.
Well,
He doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
That's how it works once you sign that contract.
That's right.
Oh my word! I'm going into baseball, man.
Sign the contract.
But no, as soon as he comes in town, if it's maybe not till the end of the year, but I'll bring him through. Great kid.
It's amazing.
And the one
we
thing-
get to come out of
not
here.
to
We
bring up
got
our
this guy
pro-
Jake Owen. Now he's a singer songwriter. We got Scotty Emmerich, who I've interviewed.
Well,
He's
I
a
train
famous-
I train with Scotty too.
Still?
Everybody kind of somehow they always meet
How
because
do
you know
I
what?
gravitate
This is
towards
a
you?
small town. It's sickle. Everybody somehow they kind of corner hub to it where everybody knows
Whiskey
somebody.
for my friends, a beer for my horses. You ever hear that song?
Mhm.
What was Willie Nelson? But that's the kid from here. Scotty wrote that. He was going to be a firefighter.
Sky's a great kid. Yeah.
Scotty Emmerich, very modest. We met over at Panera Bread the first time, did our first interview over there, went to see him in concert. Guy's just a nice kid. I understand that the other guy's nice too. I haven't interviewed him. I don't know.
I met
Oh.
Jake years ago. 'Cause I'm good friends with the Fishes, with Tom and Sally Fish,
Now who are
and
one that I
because Marty and Jake
Tom,
had done the event. Yeah, Tom
like
Fish.
it. We're going out to dinner.
We're,
soon.
we're great friends.
What a nice human being.
So from back when, and
Tom is a
yeah,
nice,
he's
talk about
like
modesty.
the angelic guy. If so, he's one of those people that if someone doesn't like Tom, there's something wrong with those people because he is just one of those
Amen.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually, yeah,
What a
it's
great
yeah,
human being.
yeah. Actually, I met Tom Fish through our buddy Bill Mallon.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Dr. Mellon.
So it's just people, and through the talk about what I've done for the past many years, it's just a lot of people. I got to come see what this guy's about, and they come in. It's just you form relationships is the biggest deal.
It's all about
And-
relationships in life, isn't it?
And and I think the strong thing about what I try to even promote with the folks that work with me is the way you find that connection, and everything is through chemistry. Even through you, Fred, coming in, it's just you form chemistry happens or it doesn't. It's not that difficult to figure out.
I'm slow warming up with people. I saw this guy. I figured, Jock, maybe cocky, good-looking guy. Who's this guy? But now I've been in there enough. Now, we've become friendly. And now, every time I go in there, I see that Chris is eating. He's got a bowl of this. He's got that. How do you stay so thin? You're always eating. Well, that's part of the secret.
It is a secret. And the first thing I remember reading when I was in the books, when I kind of wound up finding school again back 7 years after I took a hiatus from my initial studies when I was a kid, was anatomy and physiology. And it was because I developed bad habits from taking misadvice from an athletic friend and became very bad hypoglycemic, which is really a taboo word because that actually runs in line almost with people that are diabetic because you treat it almost the same way. Non-hypoglycemic carbs and eating balanced meals. And balance is really a key word. Balance is everything. And that's when you see me eating my goop or whatever's in that bowl. Like Bill Mount calls, he goes, when Chris is eating that mystery meal in there, I know he's on his game, is knowing how much of the right things, the carbs, the protein, or the buzzword is macros. People say, if it fits your macros, it kind of drives me crazy because it's more than just that. It's just finding the good nutrition in the food too.
No, let's today
as well.
Come on.
Yeah.
Last time you were in here and you had that other lady with you, and we're going back.
Right. Okay.
So today I want to focus.
Let's go.
I got my
Give me.
pen.
What do you got?
I got a piece of
Come on.
paper. That's what I want. I want to know, like that man who taught me about eating the frozen grapes.
Right.
It's great. I love ice cream. He was 450 pounds. He's been 197 for 23 years. He says one of his secrets is eat frozen grapes. He said eat as many as you want.
And that's a good trick for him.
What are some other
now my
secrets?
only
I
thing,
want some secrets.
right? Now my only thing with that is if you're generally trying to lose some weight on the initial,
Sure.
you do want to cut out the carbs in regards to starches and fruits late at night
Oh, really?
because there's no purpose for them because they're kind of functional
Now I
foods.
give up the ice cream.
Hold
I
on
give
a
up the
second.
cookies. I give
Now-
up the candy. Now I got to give up
No,
fruit.
no. No, if you had a couple of grapes, not a big deal. It's not
You
a-
can
it's
drink water, Palmer.
That's it.
Oh,
It's not a kill. But there's certain, like as the day goes on, there's certain exchanges. Now, we'll do this first. So the carb thing.
okay.
If you're going to break up your day in thirds.
Yeah.
So you have your morning third,
Yeah.
you have your midday thirds, and you have your night third. Okay, so you have 3 parts. So your first morning third, you would have some starches and some fruits could be included, no problem. Midday, you almost eliminate some of the fruit part and still keep your slow absorbing carbs, which is still your starches, maybe some potatoes and rices, and maybe a lesser amount.
Afternoon.
Right? And then you start to slowly mix in your fiber. The last third, 100% more fiber stuff. Cauliflowers and broccolis and peppers and that kind of thing.
What about proteins?
Mostly veggie. That's just the carb side.
Oh, okay.
That's just giving you a basic fade down of
Okay.
basically what it is when if you're on schedules like us, we wake up in the morning.
Carbs at breakfast, less carbs at lunch, more. Now I do want to say this. Now, see the Shocula shake I have,
Uh-huh.
and it is true. I think it was either Lord or it was Susie Sunkel who said, I forget which one to give credit to, but it said, if you don't have your shake between 2 o'clock and 4:30 every day, you will cheat. And I've noticed that's it. I'll stop in and get, hey, can I just have a little kitty scoop it out
Yeah,
ice cream?
you're right,
Or,
right.
and it's like, if I have, now what I do is I play a game with myself. I say, okay, you really want that banana split? You can have it. You can have anything you want,
I
Rhett.
have 4 of
But
them.
go have 4 of them. But go have your shake first. And it's like, again, I have the shake, and the next thing you know, I'm not hungry. Oh, I don't want that.
Right.
It's like I have to play this stupid game
Right.
with myself. Here I am, this adult male, 62 years of age. I gotta go. Okay, you can go. You know,
Well,
and it works.
It's true, and talking about that, and I call it linking your meals together, or connecting the dots, because the way to a steady metabolism is having these balanced meals in proportion all day long in a steady pattern, because that keeps fluidity. That's your body's homeostatic. It wants to be steady state. It wants homeostatic. It's always looking to be even. It's always trying to balance out things. So the moment, like I say, you're plugging that shake in that mid-afternoon, which honestly, the majority of people I deal with in normalcy, they're coming in to try to get things figured out. That's the caveat. Is that mid-afternoon is their plunge, because they may do breakfast, they may mess with some kind of lunch.
Yeah.
The bogey is that middle, is that little void, because if you're having this little lull between that point to dinner, your metabolism instantly slows down. So that right there connects you from lunch until dinner. You get a bridge.
Yeah.
If you don't, guess what?
Well, why did the British have high tea in the afternoon? It's that carb thing at 3 in the afternoon. They have scones and tea.
Right.
So it happens everywhere in the world.
Right.
You're either going to have the scones and tea, or you're going to have a shake. Well, you're going to eat something
Right.
around 3 o'clock.
Right. And for most, because we're raised on 3 squares a day. Well, it doesn't match up.
No. What should we have, about 8?
What's that?
How many? In other words, you said 3, but it's really much more than. In other words, like I'll come in here. Like now, today's at 8:30. I had my shake.
Right.
I get out of doing my show normally about this time.
So about 12,
I
1
might go
o'clock, you should
home
be
and I
thinking about
might
something
have
else.
2 eggs. I might go have 2 soft-boiled eggs with maybe a half a piece of toast, and some salt and pepper, and maybe a little swallow of milk. Then at noon, I'll go out and I'll have maybe some like chicken or fish and vegetables.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden I'm going to start to feel it. Now it's about 2 o'clock. I'm going. I can feel it. I'm losing weight, but I'm also a little lightheaded. Now I do a shake or I do a Shockley. Not candy bar. It's a shake bar.
Right.
It's either the shake or you have the shake bar.
Right.
Then I got to have something in the afternoon.
Okay. Now let's just analyze what you just told me there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to shake it.
Shake at 8:30.
Okay. Shake at 8:30. We're gonna assume it has some kind of carbohydrates in there.
Yeah.
The next 2 meals you told me. Now let's go back to the little thirds I told you about.
Yeah.
And that little middle third, a little window, which is probably a meal or 2 that happens in that point. Where was your little bit of carbohydrate that you should have had?
The bread.
So that's why right now I'm feeling a little weak. Like I have
Because
no carbs.
Well, you had with the eggs.
Should I have some
Eggs
carbs
were a
right
great
now?
choice.
Yeah.
Where was the carbohydrate?
Not half a piece of bread.
Bread.
Okay, now, in my world, anything that's manufactured or doughy, if you want to try to get that doughy feeling out, bread, unfortunately, we love bread. Forget about it, right?
You're Italian.
Okay.
Bread, right?
The lesser the ingredients are in that product or in that manufacturer, it just, in basic physiology, when you read stuff, it says anything that's manufactured affects insulin levels, makes your sugar level spike. Things that are doughy have yeast and everything. Well, if they go in as yeast, they're going to make you feel that fluffy too. Your body has to deal with that stuff.
Okay, so what should I eat in lieu of?
So now, if you don't want the bread, I tell people, you know what? Maybe better off you making a wrap or something. Put the eggs in a wrap. The real thin wraps.
Yeah.
There's not as much junk in them. It's
Yeah,
a little
but
bit better
know what?
for you.
You know what? That's deceiving though. Read the calories. I get the thin bread from Pepper's Farm, and it's only 40 calories for a slice.
No, I understand.
So a regular slice of bread is 80
But listen,
calories.
see, like she's saying, she's
But
got it.
You get
Yeah.
that.
That's what's in it, though.
It's 300 calories.
Yeah, but it's not made like a sponge.
Exactly.
Okay, it's the quality of whatever's in that carb. So maybe you only have half the wrap. If it depends
Okay,
on.
so you're saying wrap, okay.
So maybe put the eggs.
Or what?
And maybe
Give
you
me
get a
another
smaller
one.
one. You get a smaller. Maybe it's
Whole
15 or
wheat.
20.
Whole
But let's say I don't even want a sandwich. What's another alternative that I can eat that's a good carb?
Well, with eggs, you can maybe they have these things called
Oatmeal?
You can do oatmeal.
Is that a good one?
You can do like these little shredded
Is that
potatoes you buy in
carbs?
the bag.
You can.
Yeah,
Shredded potatoes.
it's potatoes. That's
I
all
got
it
a
is.
guy. I'm trying to lose weight. You're telling me to eat potatoes?
Well, if you do a half a cup of them, it's fine. It has to fit what the quantity. Again, it's what your lean mass.
No, but aren't those homogenized or affected by man? Those little potatoes. You're talking about?
No, I'm saying, or we can
shredded.
make your own. Yeah, I mean, so some of they sell in a bag which is just shredded potatoes. I think it's called simply potatoes or something. In this world, simplicity is key. So whatever you can find, like the rice cake things, or I've gotten everybody turned on to these rice rolls. I think I'm killing Publix because I buy them and everybody's going like, I can't find it because Gurney buys them all. So it's whatever.
Rice rolls.
You know, it's like you got the little rice
little
cakes and the
crispy
rice
cakes.
cakes and the
That's what I
popcorn
had.
cakes.
That's what I
Fine.
And they're okay with those.
Fine.
Organic.
Fine.
Well, they're crispy too. And,
And
there's
again,
the satiation of
Exactly. You get the
Crunching on
crunch and they're a little bit filling, even though and there's no
Mhm.
dough.
And I put almond butter on.
Yeah, and
those
that
rice
can be fine
cakes.
too. Yeah.
Because you have a little protein there
Right.
with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're adding that into the eggs, and then you go into your afternoon. You said you had some fish with some vegetables, not too bad. But I guarantee even in the second meal, if you had a little bit of carb there, you won't feel the hunger pick up as much.
So
So it's-
besides the broccoli, he would have what?
Well, that third meal is okay. Again, as long as he's
Okay.
spacing, I'm fine. But where he kind of let up is I guarantee even his shake didn't have enough carbohydrates in the morning, which is already kind of starting already on.
So that's why I feel a little shaky now.
Yes.
I know I need something right now.
The easy assessment is you didn't have enough good carbohydrate in those first two meals.
Uh-huh.
So you function mostly high protein. Your body's going, hey, we need some juice, we need some stuff.
An
And-
apple, fruit would be a carb,
I mean,
right?
you could. You get a couple
That's
slices of
cute.
apple.
Mhm.
I always say like your hard fruits, like apples and pears and peaches, better than things that are more concentrated. You know, sometimes a lot of your berries, if you have too much, sometimes you eat a lot of them because they're high concentrated.
So what I need to do then, I need to have my Shockley shakes here every morning, but also have maybe a bowl of apples back in the kitchen.
You have a
And
couple
eat
slices of
half an
apple.
Mhm. Mhm.
That would be great. That's a good balance. Again, balance is the key. So what you want to do, like I explained the carb thing now, to look at now let's explain your protein thing over in your thirds. It's all across the board. So
You
depending
always
on
want protein.
always want a protein.
Because my brain won't work if I don't have protein.
So what I tell people is, look, because most people, when I assess their nutrition, most come up carb heavy, a lot of them, and protein light.
Yeah.
You're actually, because you've done well for yourself before, you're actually in a good protein sense. Because you're very weight sensitive now, or weight conscious about trying to lose some more, you become a little carb sensitive to not putting that in because you know, okay, you know that is a good
Like,
trigger.
I don't eat sandwiches out.
Right. I would.
Gummy bread.
The moment you back up on the bread, you lose 3 or 4 pounds in a second.
Yeah. Well, the amazing thing is that I've cultivated this thing. Like I said, a typical piece of bread is 80 calories.
Right.
If you go buy that Pepperidge Farm, even though it's Suzuki
And
stuff,
you're absolutely correct.
it's only 40 calories. I had a tuna fish sandwich last night. But so I really only had the equivalent of 1 piece of bread, even though it was 2 because it's super
Right.
thin. Now that I've gotten used to that thin bread, though, I'll go out. If you go out and you're traveling on vacation, you get a sandwich. You went,
Right.
look, what's this gooking? Is
Right.
this like
And you know what?
I've cultivated a better.
Right. And you know what? And you're absolutely correct because if it says it's only 8 carbs per slice, it is exactly that. And you may not be going over what your outline should be or your parameter of how many carbs for that meal. It's just what's going to make you feel like. And we deal not so much with guys, because guys, as long as they feel kind of strong and they feel tight, we deal with a lot of women. They don't want to feel full. And they may not even look full. But internally, you can't get away from how you feel inside. And that's what the bread makes you feel inside. It makes you feel full. And like your stomach is kind of hanging out.
How about pasta? I love pasta. And then you're Italian.
Hey, look.
Because I can remember John Travolta said, I no longer look like a movie star. So he said, what I do is what do you call that when you work out for carbs? Cardiovascular.
Right.
He does like an hour of that a day. Then he does another half an hour of weight training.
And again, maybe not as bad as the bread, but it's still a manufactured thing. It's got the flour and the stuff. So it's one of those things where, you know what, try to rotate those kind of foods. You don't have to eliminate them.
It's funny that you're saying go natural because now this will sound totally bizarre, but a friend of mine, Beth, has lost like 100 pounds over the past couple of years. She claims she was actually in the back of this van. She has speaking engagements somewhere, and she claims she had a connection from God, and God told her to only eat whole foods.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what does that mean? She knew instantly what it meant when she got that intervention. And she lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'll eat eggs, but she doesn't eat meats.
Mm-hmm.
She won't eat breads, but she'll eat grains.
Right.
It's always she's eating whole foods.
It's like I always say.
I
always say whatever it is.
Eat
Like rice is rice, potatoes are potatoes, oats are oats.
Right. Yeah, she'll eat potatoes.
It's once you put hands on it, you start to make it something else.
That's what I am. Yeah.
Your body's like a computer. It tries to identify and to do things with it. So I always say the more simplistic the item, or the more easily identified the item is to your body, it deals with it.
Right.
a
We
lot
only
better.
have, believe it or not, we just ate up a half an hour talking about eating.
Oh my gosh.
So we have 1 minute left.
Yes.
What do you want the listeners to know? First of all, how to get in touch with Christopher Gurney, the consultant to the star here in Vero Beach.
My number is 772-234-5403.
Okay, and that is called Elite Physiques.
Yes.
And as you're going up to CVS on the beach, See, right after the CVS on the right, that white
on
building in
the
there.
ground floor
They're
campus.
right in there. So if you want to stop in and talk to them. Anything else you want? Any other secrets?
You know, it's
What about these pills that kill appetite?
no. Again, it defeats contrary to the purpose of what we're talking about.
Why?
Because again, like we were discussing off air about people that work out extreme, cut calories back, you're creating a abnormal set point. Your body is continuing to try to again balance everything out and to fight for normalcy. That doesn't do anything normal to yourself. You want to create a lifestyle where you're feeding yourself properly, steady, create steady state, make your body burn, help your body burn, not suppress.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's everyone needs to find what they're comfortable with and find someone or some guidance that they find that it can fit their lifestyle, but in the correct way. If they're trying to make a change, first of all, you have to wake up and say, what do you really want? Like I tell people, look, when most people come in and they call me up and they come to my door and they want to do this, I know they're serious. So
Got to take a break for the news. Rich, thanks for coming
you're
in.
very
here.
welcome.
Good to see you, Adrienne Falzone, her newest book, Selfish Sally. Pick it up for the children, the grandchildren in your life. This is the Mayor of the Airways. Today's broadcast brought to you by Remax Crown, under the authority of John King, a man you can trust implicitly.
I'm basically a nutrient. I just,
Okay.
What's that
yeah,
mean?
I just have, it's all nutrient dense foods.
Okay, right.
I will have egg whites.
Okay,
I pretty much, just don't have
How are you?
oatmeal,
Right.
whole grains, so that's really, I was vegan for a while,
Right.
and then, but then I went off for the last few months, I gained weight, but now I'm going back to my, my usual.
Right.
I have to.
see, and that's the fact you say that, and it's really important because there's a lot of people in town. There's a group that they're promoting, don't fit the macros thing, and they tell them you could eat, these foods like, stuff that you will be, it actually hurts my brain, and if you figure it out, like I was telling Rhett about the bread thing, it can fit numbers and it can make scientific sense, but the exact thing you said, it's not nutrient quality, it's junk.
I will not put anything.
You understand? So, and you understand it. So that's
I
what
get
people,
that.
people love being told what may seem like to be so easy and it all may seem to fit. But if there's no nutrient quality there, it's garbage.
You have to play around with the protein. I have to make sure I get enough protein.
Right.
Because I don't eat
And-
chicken, I don't eat
yeah.
meat.
And you can,
I don't have fish, I have wild salmon.
that's good. You can do fish and eggs and maybe find something a little nutritious, like a shake of some sort.
Beans and- Yeah.
Yeah. And this
What would you say is the best, if I were to get a protein shake, what is your favorite go-to brand?
there's a few companies that have been around for a while.
Because I think I might pick some of that up. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more protein.
Yeah, I'll write a couple down on
I'll
the.
give it to you right here. There's a pen right there. I'll put it right in my book. Thank you. Perfect.
He said, I have one in Melbourne and I have one in Port St. Lucie. And I'm like,
Yeah, there's and I got since I've been around this industry for a while.
Yeah.
I go with the ones the Champion Nutrition is one. They've been around for a while.
Okay.
And these are ones my wife likes too, because sometimes I may think I could drink sawdust and I think it's fine.
Yes.
But you have to kind of so Champion is one, Optimum is another one.
I usually like that vanilla flavor, and then I put a
Fine.
little fresh fruit in it.
And see, what's easy too is like you said much about oatmeal. These are two. I mean, there's a lot more, but
Right.
but these
But
like my
those are like
top.
your
Yeah, I mean,
go-tos.
yeah, there's a lot, but these are kind of ones I really turn to.
I could get these in
Anywhere.
anywhere.
You could go online and look up, and you can
I
find
don't
the
do
product.
anything online. I'm too old for that. No.
But like with this, you can take for breakfast, you can make a little bit of oatmeal and put a scoop in every done.
Oh,
maybe do the
that's
Greek-
an idea. I
Yeah.
could put it in my oatmeal.
And you can do like maybe in the mid-afternoon, maybe take a little bit of Greek yogurt, and maybe you can put a little bit of scoop in there too to make it a little more dense.
Oh.
So you can do a meal with the Greek yogurt, you can do some eggs, you can do some fish, you're done, and do a shake.
That's
Your day's
done.
mapped out.
My day is done.
That's it.
That's right. There, and there. Done. Okay.
Well, I
Wow,
think
that's
it would
great.
be.
And your minimum, like I say for protein, because people say, well, how much, because they'll eat so well. It has 5 grams of protein. Well, your average meal for yourself is going to be anywhere from 15 to 20 grams to almost 25. I want to say 30, maybe. Again, as I explained to Rhett before, my basic theories from years ago were your carbohydrates start here, like I was explaining, and then the functional stuff, the starches and the fruits fade down, vegetables pick up.
Vegetables,
Okay.
those are your those are
Yeah.
your,
So
that's
yeah,
right.
so you know, so
Okay.
you basically start here and they kind of fade down. So this is kind of a we'll call it the carb scale.
Oh, I had never heard of this. I like this
Okay,
idea.
so now with protein, your protein always starts pretty steady, and then what happens is as you kind of come here, it may go up a little bit. So it may actually pick up
At night.
because when some go down, you kind of bring your protein, but it's almost like a food exchange a little bit.
Oh, that makes
So-
sense. So at night with the carbs, I eat a lot of vegetables. That's
Right.
really
And they're very filling.
exactly.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of the day is when you have like something that's what is this simple and complex.
Yeah, I mean, because what happens is with carbohydrates, they're broken into they branch up into three areas. You have you have your fiber.
That was the first thing that I.
Those are your
did was
vegetables,
create a
Right.
Facebook page.
Yeah, so
So
here,
simple to do.
here's your
Vegetables
here's-
and fruit, right?
well that's fruit some, but I
Yeah,
look
but
at that
then-
mostly the
Because
fiber.
There's a sugar.
So these are your complex carbs here, there's the middle. Then here you have simple sugar.
That's
Okay.
not good. That's
But then what happens from that? Then that branches off again, because then you have the classified as fruits, and then refined. So you can see where people just in the carbs
Oh,
they get confused.
absolutely.
I mean, how do you figure that out?
I know. But now you see,
Because I know that
people
they don't
say,
do,
"Oh,
like,
fruit,
auto.
but fruit has a lot of sugar."
That's
Right.
fine, yeah.
You got to really watch that.
So,
So
you know-
that's why you're saying have that in the
Yeah,
morning.
well, I
And
mean,
combine it with
Gotcha.
maybe if you have oatmeal, you put a little bit of maybe a couple pieces of bananas, some